Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. Manchester United versus Watford in the FA Cup third round. I hope you're all doing very well this Saturday evening. United have got the shift that I don't really like, the 8 o'clock shift on a Saturday night, but it is what it is. And hopefully the exciting thing we're going to get about this is the... well, we know Van der Beek's going to start. I don't know what team I've got there. Van der Beek, Martial... look, I don't know whether that's going to be the team on my left. I'd be quite happy if that's the team on the left, but I'm not 100% sure it will be. We'll have to wait and see how that works out. But it's a good game. It's a good game for a lot of people, and I'm excited about it in the sense that, you know, I do want to see Tuanzebe, Telles, Greenwood and Van der Beek, and they should all four of them start. So I'm definitely intrigued to see how that's going to work. A few people talking about Babakari Samari in the video description, in the live comments. I'm happy to talk about that as well. I'm not 100% sure that there's really a lot to talk about in that sense, but he is definitely a player that, hypothetical. Babakari Samari is a player for Lille who plays sort of CDM, similar to Casido, really, I suppose. CDM. And sort of box to box, and I've seen a few people going, "Oh, don't want Samari. He's not as good as Casido." But the reality is, Babakari Samari last January was a player that us and Chelsea were heavily linked to. He's a good player. Now, if United had decided not to go for Casido because they're going to get Samari from Lille, happy days. I just think that the strong possibility is that we're not getting Casido and we're not getting anybody, and I think that's the thing. That's the thing that probably causes people the most frustration, I suppose, is the fact that we probably will end up getting nobody. Leipzig versus Dortmund game, don't care, Abdu. And Agalo confirmed, says Darren Ray, don't know what you're talking about. League team is Henderson, Tuanzebe, Bailly, Maguire, Telles, Matic, Van der Beek, Greenwood, Mata, Lingard, Rashford. I mean... if that is the league team, Mohamed Karam, can I just say, why the hell is Rashford playing? I like Rashford, but Martial's the player we probably need to get a little bit of fitness into and sharpness into, and Rashford needs a rest. But Ollie's, at least he's, look, at the end of the day, I suppose he's resting Bruno, but Maguire and Rashford start again, and I just think that I'd like to see Marcus Rashford getting a little bit more of a rest. I just don't see why Marcus Rashford has to start every game. Maguire seems to have to start every game, and I expected Maguire to start because I've got him on my predicted lineup, but I didn't expect to see Marcus Rashford play, and I think this was a prime example of a game where Marcus Rashford could definitely have a break, but maybe not. Maybe not. Thoughts on Tuanzebe at right back, says BD9. Not happy about it, but it looks like that's where we're going to go, isn't it? Timothy Fosu Mensah is going to leave. Brandon Williams is going to go on loan. So, it's like I said this morning, really. If Tuanzebe becomes the backup right back, that means we've got 3 centre-backs. That's not enough. 3 centre-backs is not enough. And if Tuanzebe is the backup 4th centre-back, well, how does that work? It's just very risky. So we just have to see. There is a league team with Agalo in it as well. As I said, with these league teams, I tend to be... Addy says update the lineup. Update your face, Addy. I'm not updating anything until the official team news is out. That's my predicted team, or the team I would go with. I will change it when the official team comes out, not before. I hope Maguire and Lindelof are not playing, says SRL. Well, we know Harry Maguire will definitely start in this game. There's no doubt that Harry Maguire will play in this game. It's almost like Harry Maguire is paid by the minute because he seems to play every single minute. But Harry the Hoover's definitely going to be starting this game. And, just very, very quickly as well, can I just say that... let me see if I can get this up. That's what she said. I don't know whether this is going to work. Oh no, I know what to do, you idiot. Links in the video description, just click that. So United Stand Picks is up and running. You've got till a minute before kickoff to play this. There's a prize pot of £1,000. It's free to play, but you must be over 18 to play it. Link is in the video description for it. You could win yourself a share of a 1,000 prize pot on the United Stand Picks game. We launched it against Man City. It's going to be here for the next few games. What you got to do to play this, as I said, you've got to be over 18. Links in the video description. Sign up, but it's free to play. There are 12 questions relatable to this game, and you score points for each question, and the person with the most points shares the pots, basically. So the questions are, who's going to score in the first half? I'm not going to go through all of them, but how many goals will Dan James score? And you've got like 2 options. How many assists will Donny van der Beek have today? 0 or plus or 1 plus. Massa assists. Mason Greenwood shots on target. How many tackles will Eric Bailly make? How many tackles will Tellez make? Things like that. And there's 12 questions, basically. For every one you get right, you get points. And then the person with the most points shares the pot. So links in the video description if you want to play that. Get involved and give it a go. Free to enter. You just got to be over 18 and make sure you play responsibly. And I'll give it a go. Man United fan cam. Hey, I love your channel, says Hasnan. Could you make Harry the Hoover and Victor the Vacuum merch? I don't think anyone would buy it, and it would probably not be very good in the rain because it would probably fall apart. You see what I did there? Score predictions, says Sahan. I've gone with a 3-0 win for this game. And Freddie's playing. Check his Instagram story, says Benjo. I don't think we will go as what's the word? It's not weak, as resty. I don't think we're going to go as resty as that. I don't think we're going to rest as many players as we've got there. I don't think that's going to happen. But I would like to see Fred rested. I'd like to see Rashford rested, Bruno rested, Luke Shaw rested, Wan-Bissaka rested. Trying to think of any other first teamers. Don't really care about McTominay, whether he plays or not. But I would like to see a few of our players rested without a shadow of a doubt. Bruno starting, says Robbie M. I mean, I don't think he will. I'd be very surprised if Bruno Fernandes does start, to be honest with you. Having said that, never be over surprised when it comes to Solskjaer at the moment. You just don't know which way he's going to go, do you? So he might start. Ollie's too stubborn, says Ronit. And apparently Donny isn't starting, says MUFC Forever. Well, I'm not going to read anything more about starting and who's not starting and who's in the league team because, as we know, in the live comments, there are people who try to get notoriety by speaking shit. So we'll ignore that. I don't hate McTominay, thanks, Manuel Bolton. And can we not just play Greenwood as a striker, says Erin. Chances of Ighalo starting, slim. I would say they're very slim, that Ighalo will start. I think that it's more than likely that he will be on the bench. And that's probably the right thing to do, to be honest with you, because he's not played hardly any football at all. But there's plenty of people raring to go and vying for a starting place. There seems to be this feeling that Jesse Lingard will start, and I wouldn't be surprised if Jesse Lingard does start. Having said that, recently he's hardly been on the bench. Fred's laid his kit out on Instagram. Doesn't mean he's starting though, he just could be on the bench. Ashley Young starting, says Robert McCormack. But Wan-Mata, Mason Greenwood, definitely Van der Beek, as we know. There's a lot of people, Mason Greenwood. There's a lot of people that could start this game, and they can't all start this game. So let's see how the team looks. The team actually does look very, very shortly, in fact, in about 22 minutes time. But let's not underestimate Watford as well. I think that Watford are a team that's going to be very interesting how they line up. They didn't play midweek. They're not playing midweek next week, so they do have, it's in their interest to put a strong side out. And it's not, I know we're in a title. Well, I was thinking about this afternoon. What I'm trying to say is, I know we're in a title race, and I know we're there's confidence around us that we're a good team at the moment, and I believe that. But, when have we ever really played a cup game against the Championship side and put them to the sword? I'm hoping we're going to do that tonight, and that's my prediction, 3-0. But we might struggle tonight. Not to lose, but we might go extra time. We're hopefully going to make a lot of changes. It might not be a walk in the park. I'd play Fred today and play Matic versus Burnley, says Robert McCormack. And I just read an article, says Harris Amin, about United, and even they are saying we are in a title race. So our fans saying we're not in a title race, wake up. Well, we are in a bloody title race. I mean, I don't know why people would suggest that we're not. We definitely are in a title race at the moment, and we, it's more about how long we're going to be in that title race for, I suppose. But we definitely are in one, and as I said, let's just see how it goes. Of course, Diallo's not going to be involved, Macaulay. He's only landed in Manchester yesterday. And not Fred and Matic against Burnley. I think McTominay and Van der Beek. I mean, the important thing for me, and I tweeted it this afternoon, is that if we've got this choice of where Van der Beek is going to play, the most important position for Van der Beek to play is where he is on that screen there. Forget the team around him, that's not confirmed, it's not even a league team, that's just a team. But I want to see Donny van der Beek playing in that position where he is there. I'd love to see Juan Mata playing where he is, because that's Bruno's place, and Mata's got no chance of taking that place long term. You know, you could pick Donny van der Beek, or you could pick Juan Mata, or you could pick Jesse Lingard in Bruno's place tonight. Give Bruno a rest, and whoever replaces him could play like prime Zidane, and they still won't get his place, and they won't deserve his place, and they shouldn't get his place. So I think that Van der Beek, there's no point in playing in Bruno's position tonight, playing well, and everyone going, we need to start him, because he's not going to start. So what we want is Van der Beek to play where McTominay plays and play really well, and then we can say Van der Beek needs to start. We want Van der Beek to start somewhere that he can actually start in this team. There's no point playing in the Bruno role tonight. He might play him in that role, but there's no point, because you won't get your place in the team. Who has impressed you the most this season and least this season, Marks, is Jake Nicol. Good question. Easy answer. I'd say the two... Bruno's impressed me the most because he's brilliant. Rashford's been very good as well. And I think Luke Shaw's been really good. And Fred. They've been probably my top 4 players this season so far. But Bruno would be number 1. Least impressed by... I don't know. I don't want to say Harry Maguire, because I've been impressed with Harry Maguire when he's played with Eric Bailly. So I'm not going to say Harry Maguire. I'd probably say the centre-back pairing has been the least impressive thing, followed by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think they've been the 2 biggest disappointments for me this season, because, you know, I don't think McTominay should be starting in the midfield, but I don't think he's been dreadful. I just think there's better options. But I think the centre-back pairing has been the biggest disappointment of the season, and Wan-Bissaka's not been that great either. So, yeah, that would be my feeling on that. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, because he's had a drop-off, says MUFC forever. And would you like to see Mason down the middle? Gives us another option against Burnley, with Tony on the left and Rashi on the right. Well, Cavani will be back for that game, Eric McGuinness. I don't think we need to... I wouldn't mind seeing Greenwood down the middle, because I think that's where ultimately Mason Greenwood is going to end up playing. But we don't, you know, he's not going to take that place on Tuesday. I think I wouldn't really want to see Mason Greenwood playing against them the other day. I wouldn't really want to see Mason Greenwood playing up front against Burnley. I really do want to say that Cavani's got to play in that game. You want the movement in and around the box. We've got to beat Burnley. I think the Liverpool game's a very exciting game, and we will 100% be the underdogs against Liverpool this time next week, or tomorrow next week. But when it comes to Burnley, that's not a game we can't win. We have to win that. So yeah. Jesse Lingard starts, says Connor Linnett. I'm trying to find you little bits of confirmed team news. It's not always easy, but I've not got anything confirmed about Lingard. It would make sense to start Jesse Lingard in this game, to be fair. Henderson's definitely going to start in goal. I think we know that. And that's about all we know at the moment. Dean Henderson starts in goal. There's a rumour that Jesse Lingard's going to start. We know that Van der Beek is going to start, and I think it's a big game. I do. I think that, to put some respect on Watford's team, I expect it will be a strong Watford team who are 6th in the Championship. So, I mean, realistically, I think because of our aspirations this season, we're probably looking at the game as a bit easier than it actually is. I think if we put the team out that we played against Man City against Watford, it wouldn't be a walk in the park. So it's a real test tonight. I think this team has got a real opportunity to really get into the head of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and force themselves upon him in a way. You know, I mean, Tellez is another one. Twansebi is another one. The problem is, if Twansebi's playing at right back, I mean, he's never going to dislodge Wan-Bissaka, is he? And one of you did say this. I think a few of you have said it, to be fair. are you not scared that Twan Sebi could become the John O'Shea, the the Phil Neville of the team, where they're a good player but they're a jack of all trades and never get to master one? And I certainly think with Twan Sebi, we're starting to see him ushered into that right back position as the backup to Wan-Bissaka, when I personally think he could. I mean, look, the thing about Twan Sebi is, not that long ago, he was playing for Aston Villa in a side that got promoted and was arguably their best centre-back. So Twan Sebi's career, with a year of injury, has regressed. And he needs to be playing where he needs to play. And like George Kyle says, the utility player. I think he's better than that. I think Twan Sebi... I'll tell you how much I rate Twan Sebi at centre-back. I think if Twan Sebi was on loan at someone like Southampton, he'd be a first-team player for them. And yet, and Aston Villa, to be fair. I think, he's been a first-team player for Villa. And yet at United, he's not even able to get games at centre-back. So, I'm sure, people have got different opinions. But Spoggen says he should be the first-team right-back. Justin Diaz has told us what the squad is. It's De Gea, Henderson, Wan-Bissaka, Twan Sebi, Bailly, Maguire, Telles, Fred, McTominay, Matic, Van der Beek, Fernandes, Mata, Lingard, Martial, Greenwood, Rashford. So no Brandon Williams, no Timothy Fosu-Mensah. So literally, Twan Sebi would have to be the backup right back, which is why I said this morning, I can see us trying to buy a centre back, to be honest with you, or a right back, because we are short, aren't we, when it comes to those positions, to be honest with you. I'm not happy with that. Let's have a look. I'm going to sit like this for a minute. Can Man United win the Premier League with Martial as number 9? John, Bravo, I'm not talking about Martial tonight, and it's not because I don't want to talk about Martial. I love talking about Martial, but I just think we've said everything we need to say. There's going to be people in the live comments, I've seen them already, slagging off Martial. And to be honest with you, I don't really have anything to say about it. I rate him. Some people do rate him. Some people don't rate him. What I would say is, let's just not discuss Martial tonight unless he's starting, because ultimately he's a Manchester United player, and it leaves a bad taste in my mouth when I see supposed United fans constantly negative about Anthony Martial. I think it's wrong. By the looks of it, he's not starting tonight anyway, so why are we talking about Martial? If you're going to talk about a Manchester United player in a negative light, I think there's a bigger queue than Martial. So, but we spoke about him this morning. I don't think we need to speak about him again. Predicted team, Mark. I've gone with that team that I had on the previous page. There we go. So I've got... I wouldn't say it's a predicted team. It's the team that I would go with. But having said that, obviously, we already know that Timothy Fosu-Mensah would not be playing, so I need to take him out. And I would put... I think that it probably means that Twan Sebi will move to right back. And I think that we'll see... I think we're going to see Eric Bailly starting, aren't we? So I think Eric Bailly will play at right centre back. So at the moment, that's my predicted team. But apparently Lingard's going to play, so we will see. We will see how it works out. But that would be my predicted team: Henderson, Bailly, Maguire, Telles, and Twan Sebi as the fullbacks. Matic and Van der Beek as the midfield pivot. Mata as the number 10, Dan James to the left, Greenwood to the right, and Martial to the front. But apparently Rashford's going to start as well. It's going to be interesting to see the lineup. Hopefully a few players get their chance to prove Ollie wrong about not playing them more. Come on, United, enjoy the game, mates, says Joseph Tyrrell. And you. And this question has 2 answers. How would your tactics be against Man United if you were A, favourites, and B, underdogs? Best regard, you're the king, says Fred the Red. Thank you very much. Hey, Mark, it looks like we're in for Samari again from Lille. Would you be happy with the signing, says Bloom Monster? I'd be very happy with Samari from Lille. I just don't believe the story. I think that the Casido deal looked like it was going to happen and it didn't. So I'm sort of getting into this mindset now with United and transfers that, I'm not going to believe it till they hold up the shirt, basically. I really rate Martial, Maguire and Pogba, Bruno, all brilliant players. I get frustrated with them because I expect so much of them. Maguire is top, says Suki. And thanks for the super chat. You can do that through the $sign. Harris Amin says, I really think we should be resting Maguire, especially since we have our 2 biggest games of our season so far coming up next. And I make military aircraft, and it makes it all worthwhile when Chinook and Wildcat have been drafting in personnel and equipment for the fight against COVID, says Luke82. And Mark, I see it the same way with Ollie and hosted players, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Martial, Maguire, etc. We have doubts, but we need to support the team, says Brad Lewis. Welcome to the Members Club, James McAloon. Thank you very much for joining. And I think Donny looks better as a 6. Not sure he has the flair to be a number 10. There's usually something a bit special about a 10. Donny is a solid player, says Mark Dobby. Well, I think Donny van der Beek will be a number 6 for United if he's going to be successful. And welcome to the Members Club, Jeannie Dooley. There was a question there about how do you think opposition teams should set up against Manchester United if you're the favourites or the underdog. I mean, if Liverpool are playing against Manchester United, they're going to play their way, and United will adapt. If you're the underdog against United, i.e. haven't got the players that United have got, sit back and hit them on the break. That's what I would do. According to Manchester Evening News, James isn't even in the squad, says Jake. Okay, that may well be the case, in which case Dan James is another one that bites the dust. So we can take him out easily enough. Sancho's just scored apparently for Dortmund. I'm just having a quick look at see if we've got any other breaking news. Mark, can we beat Liverpool? Says Eric. Yes, we can. And Jake, yeah, I've done that from Jake. Thank you very much. The Samari reports, Babakari Samari, for people asking about it, I'd say that the reports are tentative. They're probably the same as for Sunday Medina, who is the Argentinian centre-back from the French league as well. There are links there, but I would say they are very tentative. I certainly wouldn't be getting excited at this point, especially with Manchester United involved. I think it's early days for any of that stuff. Mark, Poch drew on his first match, says Hazib. And can Diallo play today, says Zenix? Absolutely not. He can't play today and he won't play today. So, yeah, absolutely not going to happen with him. Can you say Riaz is a prat, says Sawa. Mark, do you think United should sign young German right-back from Freiburg? Heard he's quite good, says Jim 8. Don't know anything about him. And hi, Mark, I'm loving the content. Keep it up, says Hassan. Yeah, please subscribe if you're new, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. I'm just going to have a quick look how we're doing. We're on that road to 950,000, which is... It doesn't feel that long ago that we're on 900,000. So if we're at 950,000, we're halfway there to the million, which is just going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. There's only one other fan channel that's on 1 million subscribers plus, and that's those lads from down London Town, AFTV, but they've been running 3 years longer than us. So it would be fantastic for us to, as a community, to hit 1 million subscribers. So let's see if we can do that. And bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Have we shouted out Gina Dooley, who's the latest member of the club? I think we have done. And Bay's thing is tripping. You're right. I don't know why that does. It's not right. Should be all right now. Red X says that James isn't even in the squad either. So I think we can probably, at this stage, take Dan James out. I mean, some people would like it to be a more permanent take out. I'm not talking about a hit job or anything like that. I mean, like out of the squad and never play again. But it doesn't look like he's going to be involved. So what I'm going to do is put Jesse Lingard in. Might be wrong, might be right. But we'll go for Jesse in that role for the moment and see where that goes with us. Please no Agallo, says Rio Wilson. I don't think Agallo's going to start today. We've only got 5 minutes till the team news comes out, but I don't think Agallo will start today. I'd be very surprised if Agallo started. I think we'd like to give him a bit of game time, but you know, at the end of the day, this is not a charity. This is a and I don't think enough has been said about this. This is a tournament that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will want to win. He will want to win it. That's not a gun, by the way. People keep thinking this is a gun. It's not. It's a tension thing. Like, you pull it like that and you can just push it together, and it's sort of... I don't even use it for stress, really. Well, I probably do inadvertently, but what I also use it for... What do I use it for, really? It's just something to do when I'm talking. It's like... I like to do something with my hands, and I don't want to do anything sinister. If Ollie's always... Oh, God. Fred the Red says, so, if Ollie always are adapting his tactics and never plays his way, that basically means that he very rarely considers us big favourites. And we have to win, that's it. Also, I saw Maguire was in the team of the month. He also posted it on Instagram, reminded me when Matic did it when he was criticised by the fans as Sharath Math Fitness. Look, I think Harry Maguire played really well with Eric Bailly, but I don't understand how he's in the team of the month. I really don't understand how he's in the Premier League team of the month. And I think people say, oh, you just don't like Maguire. I do like Maguire. I think he played really well with Eric Bailly. I love that combination. I really do. But if I said to you in December, our fixtures were this, do you think a United player should be in the running for Premier League Team of the Month or Player of the Month when our fixtures were this in December? We lost Champions League doesn't count. We beat West Ham 3-1, but we were defensively terrible in that game, especially in the first half. 0-0 with Man City, fair enough. Sheffield United 2-3 to us, shit at the back again. Man United against Leeds, we won 6-2, shit at the back again. And then Eric Bailly came in for the Leicester game, shit at the back again. And then we got a clean sheet against Wolves. So I don't think we had defensive good performances really. So I don't know why that would happen, but there you go. Mark, love this channel. Can you shout out in United We Trust channel? It has videos of individual players from the players in every game, says Zog Ziggy. Is that allowed, Zog Ziggy? Are you allowed to do that? There you go. I've said your super chat though. Thank you very much. Van der Beek is not on the bench, Mr. R. Stop trying to annoy people. And did you see Bruno's comments on Pogba? Donny definitely starting today though, says Rishab. And please drop Mark, AFTV are on a million because they are a meme, says ZenX999. And Ollie isn't brave enough against the big team, says Vanessa. Is it because he doesn't trust this team? Won't win any league unless we impose our game rather than sit back against Shitty and Poole, says Vanessa Brennan. There you go. Got my matching tracksuit on today, actually. Look, it's got that on it, like that. I don't know why I'm proud of that. Zane says, come on Watford, how are we not beating a bunch of birds, says Zane Miassi. I presume there is a... I think Arsenal are playing at the moment, aren't they? Are they playing at the moment, Arsenal? Can anybody confirm? Yeah, they're drawing to Newcastle, 0-0. And I think both teams have put out their weakened sides, haven't they? David Luiz is playing for Arsenal, so Tierney, Cedric, Elneny, Willock, Pepe, Willian, Nelson, Aubameyang. They've gone for a little bit of a mix, to be fair. It's a difficult one, isn't it, with the FA Cup? Because you just don't know whether to stick or twist. And, you know... who do you think we will buy if we get a defender, says Connor Football and MTB? I've got no idea, mate. I wish it do. I've got no idea. I'm afraid Ollie will stick to Maguire and Lindelof for most of the games. We can't fight for a title conceding 2 goals per game in the long run, says Matteo Red Devil. Yep. I think it's there for... It's up to Solskjaer on that one, isn't it? He's the man who's got to basically... wisen up, I suppose. I would say wisen up, because I don't think I would agree. I don't think you can do that. We're 300 subscribers away from 948,000, so please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Click the button. It's free to do it. Get involved with the United Stand. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning with the morning show. Previews, transfer news, watch-alongs, fan forum after the game, player rating show after the game. Loads to get involved with. Most of it is in fact live and interactive with the live comments. Fantastic community. Everybody's welcome. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Ollie out for life, says Juggadug. And where's your predicted lineup? Well, by magic, go to camera 2. Hello, let's have a look. Camera 2. That's my predicted lineup. So it's had to change a little bit. It did have Fosu Mensah and Dan James in it, but we've heard that neither of those two are probably in the squad. So I've put Lingard to the left and Twan Sebi to the right. I've also heard that Rashford's going to start. We should focus more on Burnley and Liverpool, says Imri. And we can. We definitely can focus more on Burnley and Liverpool, because that team I've put out to the left gives most of our first team, the Pogbas of this world, the Brunos, gives them the break that I feel that they deserve. They do need a break, and I think that would be a good enough break for them. So hopefully we will see that happening. Mark, it showed when Bruno was poor, United didn't perform against City. You really might rely on him too much. We had that with Oba, not anymore with the Lacazette Tierney. I think Zayn actually has probably just come out with one of his more intelligent comments there. I do think we all know and you know, anybody can accept that we didn't play well against the against Man City, and Bruno didn't play well against Man City, and I think that is that's always the concern, isn't it? That, you know, if you don't play well, if Bruno doesn't play well, does that mean Man United don't play well? So team news is out. Let's have a look. No, I haven't got it yet. I haven't got it yet. It's interesting. They're normally quicker on Instagram. Oh no, they've got it on Twitter today. They take the piss, the United admin. So Henderson, Bailly. Oh god, it's all over the place. This Dan James is starting. No place for Maguire. McTominay is starting. Van der Beek is start. God, this team's all over the place. So Rashford's on the bench, Martial's on the bench, Gallo's on the bench, Matic is on the bench, Fernandes is on the bench, Wan-Bissaka's on the bench, Maguire's on the bench. Lindelof has been rested altogether. This is going to take a bit of while. This is going to take me some time to figure out. Brandon Williams is playing, that's why. Brandon Williams wasn't even meant to be part of the squad. So McTominay is captain. So he's made a lot. I mean, first thing I'm going to say is he's made a lot of changes here, and we've got to make quite a lot of changes on the screen. So let's get this up. Let's get this party started. One thing's for sure, he bloody loves Scott McTominay, doesn't he? He absolutely loves Scott McTominay. He just cannot not pick him. So I'm trying to figure this out. McTominay's playing, Van der Beek is playing. It's because they've done it. Why do they do it in number order? So Lingard and James are playing, and Mata's playing, and Greenwood's playing. So I think I know the front four. Bailly, yeah, I've got this team. Right, let me get this sorted on the screen for you. Sorry, it's a little bit different to what many of us thought it was going to be. Since we're playing Watford, any news on how Garner's doing on loan? He's doing quite well on loan, actually. He is doing quite well on loan. Right, let's get this team on screen for you, because life's too short. So Tellez is definitely playing, which is good. Luke Shaw's not. Harry Maguire's not. Alex Tuanzebe and Bailly at the back is actually quite exciting, isn't it? So let's pull Tuanzebe over to here. We've got Brandon Williams playing as well. Where are you, Brandon? Yeah, you're there. So we've got Brandon Williams coming in at right back there. Matic is not playing, but Scott McTominay is captaining the side. So Scotty in, McTominay out. So put McTominay into there. Mata is playing. Lingard is playing. Greenwood is playing. Martial's not playing. We'll get there, don't worry. I'm confusing myself here. It's actually happening. It's all happening. It's all going on. So he's playing there. Who's 28? I don't even know who 28 is. Who's 28? I can't think. Who's 28? Well, Dan James is playing there. For late, I can't read my own writing. Palestri, isn't it? That's the one. There we go. And get rid of him. So that's the team. That is the team. Thanks, everyone. Does Diallo have to self-isolate before getting to play time? Don't know, Ryan. And new member, says Abdullah. I can't see who the new member is, because they would have had a shout out. Donny is a 6'8", finally, says Lucas 4. So that's your team. It's probably a little bit imbalanced, actually, and it's not actually quite right, because there is no way I've got that right with Scott McTominay. He will not be more advanced than Donny van der Beek. But I mean, the only thing I would say about this team, I couldn't give two hoots who the captain is. That doesn't bother me at all. But what I do have issue is that we're just going to get Scott McTominay to hold the midfield again, and he'll probably have a good game holding the midfield, and everyone will go, we can hold the midfield now. But it's Watford, isn't it? So, confirmed team that is. What is your thoughts about that team then? Henderson in goal, Williams at right back, Tellez at left back, The centre-back pairing's quite interesting of Twansebi and Bailly. Van der Beek and McTominay is interesting in the midfield. Mata at 10, Lingard to the left, Dan James to the right, and then Greenwood to the middle. It's a very, very different team. And in that sense, it's a very exciting team, but the fluidity probably won't be there, will it? So, are we looking at our best centre-back pairing? Haha, I think so. Also, Mata not captain is interesting, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. I think it's just a Scott McTominay loving, isn't it? You know, Ricky will have a hard on tonight with that team. I actually can't stand McTominay starting. Never mind captain. Definitely Lindelof and Maguire centre-backs now, says Keenan Small. This means most likely Lindelof and Maguire start against Burnley, says SJ. Yep. And does this prove Bailly was dropped for the Man City game for Lindelof, says Jordan White. Yep. And I guarantee Donny is better than McTominay tonight, but yet McTominay will still get picked every game and Donny will be dropped. Ollie is a joke. Well, Sean Negative Turner, I think what we're starting to see now is that basically McTominay is a captain, isn't he? So as a captain, this is why he plays so many games. Once you become a vice captain, you're very rarely going to get dropped, are you? For 7 years, has De Gea deserved legend great status, as Daniel Oriza, and can't wait to watch 90 minutes of Donny telling McTominay how to play his position. Love how vocal Donny is, says Mark Double. For me, that's the big positive tonight. Greenwood down the middle, Van der Beek in the CDM position. Welcome to the Members Club, Paul Farmer. Tellez playing to the left, and you know, hopefully the centre back's playing really well as well, because I think what we have learned tonight is that he did drop. That he did drop Eric Bailly then. So, good team. Happy with that team. And it looks like it will... Lindelof and Maguire for the bigger games. Oh, you're joking. I've just wrote that tweet out and it's not bloody there. So, can you say hi, Khalib? Thanks, says Connor Football at MTB. And Mark, Harry Maguire just left United for Real Madrid on my Liverpool career mode for 60 million. People love him on FIFA career mode, Jake. Excited to see Lingard play for once, says Ewan Black. I mean, yeah, it's in from the cold for Jesse Lingard. He's not even been able to get on the team recently, has he? Anyway, this should work tonight. Let's hope that it does. Didn't work the other night, did it? So, should work tonight. Let's have a quick look. Keep giving your thoughts in the live comments, what your thought is on this team. I'm excited for the game. Definitely want to, you know, Van der Beek is the one really that I'm most excited about. But, yeah, let's see what Flex has got to say. Hello, Flex, can you hear me? That's not working again now. We tested it before. It worked absolutely fine. This is crazy. Oh, it's working now, I think. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I thought we had the same problems as the other night then.
I had my computer on mute stupidly, actually.
Okay. A little bit quiet, but what's your thought on the team?
Yeah, he's made loads of changes. And I think he's done well. I expect that. Do you know what I mean? A lot of chances for players to have a run out. You look at who hasn't been playing, and those players, on the balance of it, probably deserve a chance. Do you know what I mean? In this type of game. I don't mind it at all. It did look a little bit like, you know, when you're trying to get your head around it, working out, okay, so what's going on here? Who's going to be where? And then, but once you look at it properly, you can see what's going on with that. So I don't mind it at all. So I make it, obviously, Williams right back, Bailly, and Tuanzebe centre half, Tellez left back, and then Van der Beek and McTominay, Mata in the 10, James off the right, Lingard off the left, or vice versa, and then Greenwood up front, innit? So don't mind that at all. It's a chance. It's a chance for them to show up. I mean, it's weird though, because listen, they could win by a big margin, or Jesse Lingard could score a hat-trick, but he's still not going to play the next game. It's one of those. Williams.
There's very few players who are going to force their way in. Actually, can you see?
Yeah, anybody? Even Donny. You know, we're happy that Donny's playing, but the saddest thing is that he could drop a 10 out of 10 tonight, and Ollie still ain't picking him for the next game.
I think that's a great point, actually. I mean, look, I think that looking at that team, Bailly, Twansebi, Van der Beek, Tellez, Lingard, Greenwood, Mata, they could have the best game of their career. They ain't playing on Tuesday night, are they? They've literally got no chance. I mean, I've literally just tweeted that actually, and I don't really. Let me just read this super chat. We all knew McTominay was a favourite, Ollie, but vice captain. Well, there goes our hopes of buying a CDM, says Fabian. Yeah, that's upset a few. Gavin Blake says, why isn't Mata captain, seeing he's the most senior player? And Sancho's starting to tear it up now, says Oscar. We have to get him in the summer. Well, that's a summer thing, Oscar, really. McTominay captain ahead of Mata and Lingard. I think we are underestimating how deep Ollie's love for Scott is, says. Well, look, a lot of people talk about that. Let's go straight into that. Captaincy for Scott McTominay. What's your thoughts on that? A lot of people just are like, this is a huge issue. The favouritism he has towards him is getting ridiculous.
Oh, shit, I didn't realise. Oh, yeah, he's captain. Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it shows that what Ollie's thinking is with Scott and the faith that he has in him. He will see Scott McTominay. Probably, Scott McTominay, maybe Bailly, is probably the only one in there who can have a good game and still play on Tuesday.
I think McTominay is... I think McTominay is probably suited to the captaincy because, and people are going to take this the wrong way, and Stephen Penner says, I feel like Donny and McTominay complement each other. Hopefully Donny does more of the defensive work. Also, let me just get on top of these. Do you think that midfield starting means that there will be a midfield of Fred, Pogba and Bruno against Burnley? Aditya says, I know what Christmas is gone, but Santa, I really wish to see Bailly tomorrow with Maguire, please, says Aditya. It's been said plenty of times that Lingard's movement is always good, but never had the players to find him. Having players like Donny and Bruno when he comes on could raise Lingard's game. And that's Nicholas Evans. And I wish Ollie would throw in a wild card every now and again in these smaller games. A promising youth, for example. He never really expressed... Well, he's Nick P said... Well, he's playing Lingard. But... On the McTominay thing, I've almost forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, I mean, McTominay to me is a Duracell bunny. He's a passion merchant, and therefore the one thing I would say about McTominay is he will love being the captain, and he will be. He gives a lot of fouls away anyway. He will definitely be pumped up. He's definitely the right personality to be a Manchester United captain, is what I'm saying, because he's got the passion. Yeah. The thing is, has he got the ability? But I can see what... Look, they love him at United. Ollie loves McTominay. Carrick loves McTominay. I mean, he's got to convince the fan base, but I'm not surprised he's captain, to be honest.
No, neither am I. It's such an Ollie thing to do with how he's been trusting McTominay and putting his faith in him, and I don't see it as a surprise, really, especially out of the players that are on that pitch. If you look at Jesse...
I'd rather he was captain over than Mata as well. I've got to be honest. People saying it's disrespectful. I don't think Mata's a captain.
He's not really one who's going to, organise and get after people. No, he's more a leader of example by his performance in terms of how he looks after the ball, the decisions that he makes. I think he is probably one who was not gonna, get after people. So I agree with that. I don't think Mata should be captain. And you look at kind of the longevity of it. I know it's only going to be for one game because Harry Maguire is the captain, but it shows you give it to the next best person of who's on the pitch. It does give you an indication of that and the longevity within that. Do you know what I mean? So it's not going to go to Jesse, who's a senior player, but let's face it, he's going to be on his way out. It's not going to go to someone like Brandon Williams, no chance. It's not going to go to Axel, who's hardly played. So you can see why it has gone to him. I don't mind that. So yeah, he has got what it takes in terms of his charisma, the way he gets after people. He loves the club, the passion side of it. It's just, can he keep on progressing and find the perfect role to get captain material away from that, which that remains to be seen, really, isn't it?
Well, Blake the Third, thanks for the super chat. He says, "Let's be honest, we always say McTominay is captain material by his interviews, etc. So why is everyone having a go at the decision now?" And I think
I'm not fuming by it. I wouldn't be fuming for it in this game. Are you fuming? Was you fuming over it?
No. I think a lot of people in the live comments are fuming about it, but I think for me, he actually probably befits what a captain of United should be, apart from the fact he probably doesn't befit what a Man United player should be. I think that's the biggest issue with McTominay is he good enough as a footballer? I think he's definitely got the personality. I just don't know whether he's quite good enough. Stray79 says, I think McTominay bleeds Man United. Of course, captain, Ollie in. Scott McTominay isn't even good enough to start, let alone be a United captain, says Sean Negative Turner. It's so clear Ollie is picking players on his relationship with them. And I think that is a concern, and I wouldn't say I'm not wary of that myself. Even Mourinho loved Scott. Let's not forget that either, says Jonas Olsen. Sir Alex loves him as well. I think there will be a lot of play on the edge of their box with Mata and Donny combining and Lingard running to create spaces, says Joshua Bowwater. From Keane captain to McTominay and Maguire captain, worst downgrade than Demba Ba to Werner at Chelsea, says Ed Nikiri. Seriously, the stick Ollie gets is too much. United was down with broken back when he took over, now top of the league. We were not on top with Jose, says Harold Holsfairfault. And I think this is a confidence boost for McTominay. He's had some poor performances lately, and this could boost his confidence massively, says United Live. I think I'm blind. I haven't seen anything from Scott against the big teams, but if we like being underdogs, that's great, says Red Baron. Welcome to the Members Club, says Chase Vickers. And McTominay captain for tonight, what, says Peter Wood. I'm really not that fussed about him being captain. I'm more fussed about whether he's actually a United player. That's what my concern is. And Per Monitor says good team, maybe a bit much starting both Lingard, Dino and James. But moving on from the McTominay thing, because Jack Birtles is saying what's the lineup, and there is the team: Henderson in goal, Bay and Twansebi centre backs, Brandon Williams in at right back, Tellez left back, McTominay and Van der Beek as the holders, Mata number 10, Dan James and Lingard as the wide players, and Greenwood up front. There's a lot of change there, Flex. I think we look at that team, and I'm really excited about this game now because there's a lot of players in there that don't play. But actually, there's no first team players in that team. Like, there's no first team players in that team. There's maybe 3 or 4 that we think should be in the first team, but actually, looking, we know Ollie likes to pencil in a game. It really does look like he's penciled in this game as a week off for the first team, because apart from McTominay, who, to be honest, has been poor the last 2 games, so is he a first team player anymore? There is no player there starting. It really is a reserves lineup for United.
It is, and it's not. Do you know what? It's not actually one that resembled. You know when we made them 9 changes against Everton, and we were like, you know what? Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. When we were like, how good is it to be able to make 9 changes and the team still look this good?
Yeah.
I think this lineup, I'm not saying it's a horrible lineup because it's not, but it still gives us a reminder of what can be put out, what's still at the club. Do you know what I mean? Which wouldn't fill you with optimism. But there's ingredients within this starting 11 here. So depending on your argument, Henderson, there's longevity in that. Eric Bailly, we all know about. Mason Greenwood, Alex Tellez and Luke Shaw. Van der Beek, we want in and about. Tuanzebe, we want in and out. It's only really Lingard, and McTominay's already there. So it's only really Lingard, James and Mata out of that. And the jury's out on Williams, maybe looking at a loan, etc. Those 4 players, that you'd be like, there's not really much in that. But at least with the other players there, which I have to draw some positives to, if any of those players were in the starting 11 for the first 11, let's say in inverted commas, you wouldn't be too angry, would you? If Tuanzebe started at centre-half next to someone, you wouldn't be angry. McTominay, we know, is already there. Van der Beek, we all want him to start. If Tellez starts over Luke Shaw, you're not fuming. If Greenwood gets a start over, I don't know, Martial for a game or Cavani for a game or whatever it may be, Rashford for a game, you're not fuming. So I think that's a positive.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Discord is back. I hope the winning ways also do, says Subra. If Ollie won't drop McTominay, we need a world-class CDM like Kante, so McTominay can be a proper box-to-box, says Little. Welcome to the Members Club, George Gardner. And Mark, it sounds weird to say, but has he picked some of these players as it's January, so to let teams see what they can do, says Tom O'Duff. Might be an element of that. Welcome to the Members Club, Chase Vickers. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're about 200 away from 948,000 on that road to 950, so please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Yeah, I mean, there might be an element, Flex, of players being put into the team with an eye on a move. Brandon Williams and Jesse Lingard maybe as well. I just want to talk about this, and it's very good. Daniel Luciano has just done a super chat about it as well, which is coincidental. He says, my only problem with the lineup is that Bay is playing this shows Ollie thinks Lindelof and Maguire is the best pair after not playing him against Man City. And Charlie Barrett says, can you say Aiden's a prat? And I'm clipping every time Scott loses the ball and sending it to Ricky via postal service for his VHS. Red Baron, don't ruin Ricky's night. I don't know who Ricky's going to target tonight, actually, because he hasn't got Fred or Bruno to go after.
Got all his favourite players playing.
I think Ricky's probably quite happy with that team. The only thing he'll be like, I tell you what would have been the perfect night if Matic had started. Because I tell you, Dan James is there, Mata's there, McTominay captain, all the M's. Where's Marshall and Matic?
What Ricky will do is, if we win the game, Ricky will be like, I told you, Flex, that we need to play these players more. That's what he was saying. Look at the way we kept the ball today. Look at the chances. We hardly conceded any chances. That Ricky will say that. And he will say, this is because of the shape. And this is because of Dan James. And this is because of Mata. Because they all make good decisions on the ball. That's what Ricky will say. And in the context of this game, he's probably right in this game. But you can't just transfer that. That means it's transferable into the Premier League.
No. I mean, what's your thought on that? Because a lot of people, I mean, I know Alex is going to be on the fan forum later, but I saw he's tweeted about it when I was actually tweeting about it. Basically saying that, I mean, I said this on Wednesday night, and look, I think sometimes experience is important. I remember this happening with Ander Herrera and Louis van Gaal, and it was like every time he didn't pick Herrera, people, I was saving him for the weekend, more important games. And I said it on Wednesday night that he's dropped Eric Bailly. Like, Eric Bailly got us the win against Villa. That last minute block got us 3 points, and he's rewarded by being dropped against Man City. And everyone was like, well, no, we might just be giving him a rest. He's not giving him a rest, though, is he? Because you don't play Saturday night and then Tuesday if you're giving someone a rest. So he clearly
not playing. He's definitely not playing against Burnley.
Well, which means as we were worried about on Saturday night, on Wednesday night, Ollie still thinks Lindelof and Maguire are his best centre back pairing, and that does that worry you?
Yes, is a short answer. It does, because I wanted to reserve judgment. You know, I don't like going too overboard early on. I kind of wait for it to pan out. And I said we're now at the stage where we're going to learn what the thinking behind Eric Bailly not starting against Man City was.
Yeah.
I still do believe, fair enough, it could have been a game too soon. And to keep him ticking over, the way the games have fallen, he might want to put him in now so that he doesn't get too rusty instead of leaving him from then till Tuesday. But I don't think there's that much difference in that. If you left him out today, you can play him Tuesday. You can. And the fact
you
that
wouldn't risk losing a semi-final to rest him,
no,
either, would you?
You wouldn't. So he's not rested him. He's dropped him. And the fact that Maguire and Lindelof are not even in the team tonight tells you everything about Tuesday. So unfortunately, I think it has confirmed what, I'm not going to say all, because you can't speak for all of the fan base, but it confirmed what a hell of a lot of people kind of didn't want to happen, which is what happens when Lindelof's fit. I tell you what, I bet he goes straight back into the team and Eric Bailly gets dropped. And that's exactly what's happened, man.
It's so frustrating because there's so much good going on at United at the moment. And Beto says James is probably left wing, Mata right wing, and Lingard as attacking midfielder. Don't know why everyone plays Cam ahead of Mata. Well, we'll see, Beto, what happens with that. Donny in the pivot is great. Somebody saying there, welcome to the Members Club, Jordan White. And Teddy Barnwell says, buzzing to see Williams on the right for once. He's the only right back we have that looks any good going forward. I think the jury's out on Williams, so I'm actually quite excited to see how he does tonight, actually. But yeah, it's so frustrating. I'm so positive about United, and you know we're definitely in a title race. But I find myself going into next week really, really feeling a little bit negative because I just do not. And this is 90% of our fan base. It's ex-players, it's pundits as well. It's not a little concern. Everybody does. Everybody is absolutely confused why he sticks with Lindelof and Maguire. They just don't work and they're slow. But Ollie does seem to have this stubbornness to him. Like, you know, Van der Beek, I'm not going to pick him. I don't care how many people moan about it. Maguire and Lindelof are my best centre-backs, even though everyone says it's not. And stubbornness is great if you're right. And the Maguire and Lindelof thing just worries me so much. It
does, because he's refusing to change his mind. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've said it all along, right? Because you look at Bailly and Tuanzebe starting today, right? I know a lot of people are going to say it's not the Premier League, it doesn't matter, there's loads of changes, but they're probably going to do certain things during the game where, as United fans, we're like, I like that partnership. I like what they're doing. I like how Bailly just swept up there, or I like how Tuanzebe did this, or I like how they did that as a pair. And we're never going to see that ever again, like ever. And it's because I've got my head around it from ages ago. Ollie, his best centre-back partnership, no matter what, is Lindelof and Maguire. And it is an issue. But I believe it's only going to be an issue until he buys someone. Surely now. That's the only thing we've got less to go off. Surely he's going to go into the market. I doubt it's going to be in the next couple of weeks in the January transfer window. So I'm going to say the summer. And then we'll see which one out of Maguire and Lindelof gets dropped for the new centre half who comes in, and then it will have to be like, okay, Eric Bailly probably have to leave. Tuanzebe, I hate to say this, he could end up like Fosu Mensah because he's not going to get a chance. Like he's never going to get an extended run in this team. Let's just all be real about it. He's not going to get an extended run at right back unless there's a big injury where we have to make do. Don't get me wrong. The same at centre half, unless Harry Maguire and Lindelof stay fit the whole time, and then he's even behind Bailly. So when's this kid going to play? Because Ollie's not going to get rid of Lindelof or something in the summer and then say, Axel, right, you're the guy. He's never going to be number one centre-back at Man United. And that's the thing that I hate putting young players down. It's actually that I'm supporting him. I want him to play, but I think he's going to get Fosu Mensah because where's he going to get to play? When? How? Apart from games like this in one-off, one-off games, he's never going to get an extended run and be the number one guy. He's just not. Especially unless a new manager comes in and changes it, but that's not going to happen, is it?
Mark McAllister says, on the bright side, Ollie will get to see what two fast centre-backs can bring to the table. Can't believe he's dropped Bailly from the league. With the pace of our centre-backs, we can set up back line outside their penalty box, says Daniel Luciano. I'm sorry Lindelof and Maguire are trash, says Manuel Gutierrez. And the centre-half pairing is our only problem. McFred has proved it can work even though we all had a problem. Play Eric and we're golden, says Teddy Barnwell. I think that's the thing for me. It's not even about the individual. I've said it so many times. It's the partnership. I don't really want to talk about Maguire or Lindelof because I think they're good centre-backs when they play with somebody else. But as a pairing, I don't think they work. And the sad thing for me is I think that the reason we played so well over Christmas was because we were playing a higher line, which we can't do with Lindelof and Maguire. That's the thing for me. I can't figure out why. It's not even about Maguire and Lindelof, which Ollie just is stubbornly sticking with. I can't believe he can't understand the change in the team when you play a fast centre-back and the way that you can push higher up the pitch, which is something he wants to do. He wants to press from the front, but you can't press when your defensive line's so deep. So it'll be interesting how we do today. But going back to that as well, another B-string team for Donny makes it harder, says Jordan Brown. Well, this is what you said when you first came on the show, Flex, and I want everyone else's opinion on this as well in the live comments. Looking at this team, let me just go back to the screen for a moment. So basically, it is a reserves team. There's no first-team player there, arguably McTominay, and that's it. Is there any way, we win this game? I mean, we'll ask you score prediction in a minute, but mine was 3-0. If we win this game 3-0 and we play really well and we get a 3 clean sheet like Ready HD says, is there really any of those players that are going to force their way into that first team no matter how well they play?
Nah, zero.
Can't see nobody.
Nah. McTominay.
Well, Henderson's not, is he? So
Henderson knows what his role is. It's these kind of cup games, the FA Cup, Europa League, whatever, Champions League, in and out with De Gea. That's, the league games, he's very rarely starting apart from that one against Sheffield United that was penciled in. He's not going to start many in that competition. McTominay doesn't count because he is a first team player, hence why he's the captain today. But like I said at the top of the show, no. And even most notably, Donny van de Beek, who we really want to get more game time, can have the game of his life. He could run the whole of the midfield, get 2 assists, do whatever. He's not going to start the next game. He's not. Ollie's talking about him being ready for next year. Like, players need time to bed in. So, depending and equally, if he has a bad game, some people might. I don't think Ollie's that kind of stubborn in terms of he'll use that to say, look, he's not ready, like a Jose did. And when Jose used to do that with Rashford, and that was in the Premier League, he was like, look, remember when he missed that chance, turn around to the fans and he's like, look, you want me to play him every game? Everyone says play Martial, or everyone says play Rashford. And look, proper, like that is proper. That is a proper bad thing to do. But I don't think Ollie would do that. But equally, you got to remember as well, these players haven't been playing. So people might say, oh, it's against an opposition who are in the Premier League, but that doesn't matter because our players haven't been playing. Why do they have a divine right to have a good game? Van de Beek has been treated like shit. Come on for 4 minutes when we're 2-0 down, and the last time he played, what kind of match fitness is that? Jesse Lingard hasn't played since the Carabao Cup against Luton, I want to say, or Brighton. Hasn't played since then. Mata probably hasn't played since then as well, or Newcastle, whichever one. There's a lot of inconsistency. Williams hasn't played this season, I want to say. Or did he? No, he played against Luton. He won the penalty. So he's played in the Carabao Cup. So what I'm saying is, our team right now, because you have made so much changes, doesn't even have a divine right to have a good game and even force their way into Ollie's plans.
No. I'm just looking at this Watford side. They've not gone as strong as I thought they would, actually. They've got, I don't know whether it's through injury, but there seems to be quite a few players that don't normally playing. Definitely their goalkeeper, probably half their defence. Chalobah's playing. Is that Will Hughes in their midfield at Watford? Does he still play there?
Yeah, Will Hughes. No, to be honest, looking at their team, I think they've gone. I mean, I think Troy Deeney's not even on the. There's no. He's gone. He's left, mate.
Has he?
Yeah, he went to Villarreal.
He was playing in December, though, wasn't he? He's only just gone.
Yeah, he only left like a couple of weeks ago.
So you're a Watford fan, you are. You live that way, don't you? So.
Yeah.
They've probably made 3 or 4 changes, haven't they? It's stronger than our team. They've got Sars playing, ta-da, and Damar. Is it Andre Gray up front for them? Is it
Andre Gray? But he hasn't been in their best books. To be fair, he's not been playing well. But yeah, they've gone. I think they've got a mix between not as strong and still going for it. Do you know what I mean? And then their bench is probably not as strong. But I think, like their manager said, we're not going to go there and be scared. Man United is a very good team. His quote was, "They're the perfect team," and I want their fans to be proud of their team. So he's going to go there and attack and have a go. So I was surprised Cleverley didn't start though.
No, I don't. He's not on the bench either. Foster's not starting either.
Yeah.
So they made a few changes, which, I mean, to be fair, that's probably a stronger Watford side. I mean, I'd wish Watford had put their strongest team out, but it's probably a little bit stronger than I thought. I thought they'd go really strong because they didn't play midweek, and they're not playing midweek. They've got a week off either side, but it's not as weak as they could have been. I like this comment from Harris Super Chat. He says, "I'm astonished that someone like Ollie, who loves the club, would risk our first title since 2013 just to be proved right." I don't know whether he would do that. I mean, I think we know he's got to get rid of Lindelof and Maguire as a partnership. It's just whether he'll do it. Watford was named Player of the Year in Norway last season. He's starting. We need to watch out for him. That's Zinka Nagel.
Yeah, he was. He's a decent little player, man. He's a decent little player. Like we won't know a lot about him, but he's making his debut today as well. He's been lively in their training sessions and stuff like that. So, winger. Winger / forward. So, but they've had players who've had COVID as well. So that's probably why they've mixed up what they're doing as well.
James Weston, welcome to the members club. Sheikh Sabadin says, "Someone hack Ollie's brain just to know what we are all missing to see with Maguire and Vic that he sees. My God, only positive today. Greenwood as a striker. Burnley have no pace going forward, so Ollie probably feels comfortable playing Lindelof and Maguire. Real test is to see who plays against Liverpool," says Ian Rubber. The thing is, I don't want to talk about Burnley, and I want to talk about Greenwood for a minute. But just before we do talk about Greenwood, Burnley might not have much pace up front, but they do have 2 battering rams, Barnes and Wood, don't they? And
proper.
Eric Bailly is very good in the air and physical, so I don't think Lindelof does suit Burnley at all. I really don't. But
Eric Bailly's perfect for Burnley if you think about it, really. But then again, this is what I mean about it's weird why you can't. It's hard to look at in isolated moments because last year when we played against Burnley, we had Harry Maguire and Lindelof, and they done all right. And I remember going into that we won 2-0. I remember going into that game, when you're sitting in the away stand and you're thinking, I don't know, Victor, man. Like you said, Ashley Barnes, Chris Wood, they're going to stick it on him. And they didn't that day. They didn't. So it doesn't mean that it's going to happen every time. Like Harry Maguire and Lindelof, if we play the right way, we're capable of making sure that doesn't happen. But it can always happen. I get it. But I wouldn't say like, that means we're going to lose against them now because Harry Maguire and Lindelof are playing. Whether Harry Maguire and Lindelof play or not, I expect us to be able to put in a performance against Burnley with the players that we've got. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that, that's for another day. Let's talk about Greenwood up front. Yeah. A lot of people loving the fact that Mason Greenwood's going to play through the middle. I mean, that's the team on the left there. I must admit, I think the biggest problem we've got with this team, and it's nobody's fault, and you picked up on it as well, Flex. I mean, Lingard's not even been getting on the bench when there's 9 players. Mata's not been getting off the bench. Dan James, I mean, is this
in
his
and
level?
Out from the cold? Not in the squad, then starting. Not in the squad.
Could be his level.
Starting.
We've got to, and also we've got to be very, very careful here because if Van der Beek plays brilliant, but Dan James plays brilliant, that worries me. Because it's like that's how bad the opposition is now. I'm only joking, but there's a lot of players that haven't played. Van der Beek's not played hardly any football. Telles hasn't played a lot. Williams hasn't played a lot. Twansebi's not played a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
There's
no divine right.
If this team can have any fluidity, it would be a miracle because they've never played together. They've not played a lot of first team football. So It's going to be very interesting. Greenwood's up front. We know I'm a big defender of Martial. He doesn't get the service. I don't think Cavani gets the service. That's going to be the problem here. And Bando says Zika Negels is going to pocket Williams this game. But it's going to be very difficult.
Williams never played against him before, and Williams ain't played in ages. You never know.
Yeah. But it's going to be very difficult tonight. I think if we can have a good performance on the eye tonight, the lads deserve a bit of credit because they're coming in from the cold, never played together, and it looks good on paper. But we see United who play every week and they struggle to create chances. So it's going to be very interesting.
No. I said to KG on our last show, and you know what KG's like. He doesn't listen. He just thinks United. But I was like, you think back to what happened when we played Rochdale. You think back what happened to, I know it wasn't under Ollie, but think back what happened to when we played Derby, when they took us to pens. Think what happened when we played Colchester last year. It was 0-0 at half-time. It was a very tight first half, and then it opened up in the second half. So my point is that, okay, yes, you can say about the two different squads and the money that's involved, and as United fans, we should be thinking, we should be going and winning this. But there's no divine right. And like you said, the biggest thing is that these players have been brought in from the cold. A lot of them have not played. You know what I mean? Yes, if they play to their ability, they should be able to get the job done. But that's not a divine right. How do you know they're not going to have off days? Jesse's head might not be in it, or Williams might be thinking about a loan that he's got to sort out tomorrow, or you just do not know. Versus a side who ain't going to care. They're just going to go for it. They've got nothing to lose.
I think it's going to be, I can't wait for it. I think it's going to be a lot more equal than people think. Just a quick reminder, because you've got 15 minutes to enter. We've got the new United stand picks. I don't know whether you've been playing this, Flex, but I've played it for this game. Basically, you've got to be over 18 to play. It's free to enter, and we've got a pot of £1,000 to give away. What you do is download it, links in the video description, get yourself registered on it, and then you've got 12 picks, I think it is. And there's questions like how many tackles will Eric Bailly make under 3, over 3, etc. Assists for Van der Beek. There's 12 different things. You get points for every question you get right, and the person who's got the most points out of the 12 questions wins the pot of £1,000, which is shared between the people who finish at the top. So somebody won 500 quid for the Man City game. Links in the video description. As I said, free to enter. You must be over 18. Please play responsibly. Term conditions are in there as well. I think you can enter up until a minute before kickoff. So
is the game on BT today?
I don't know what. I've got, to be honest, at the moment on my screen, I know what it is. It's mad if you don't know what it is. It's like some swan thing singing. What's it called? It's on ITV. George Kyle will know straight away because he's a TV boffin.
Where is it? I can't get my...
Mystery Singer, is it? Or something like that?
Stars in Her Eyes?
Nah, it's not that. New Masked Singer, that's what it's called.
Oh, yeah. Oh, then they're celebrities and they don't know that they're singing it.
But I'll be rubbish.
I think the coverage is on, so I'm going to switch onto it.
Yeah, I'm putting it on now as well. But how can Poch have drawn his first game when he's not kicking off till 8:15? Williams on the right side should be interesting, since the biggest thing holding him back is having to cut back onto his right. Potential competition for Wan-Bissaka, says Ryan Blood. And Ryan Weldon, again, welcome to the members club. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, we're really close to 948,000. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. George Carl says, it's a wonderful show, The Masked Singer. And it is on BT Sports. I can see Nigel Pearson talking to some BT Sports presenter who I don't know who he is. Please, can you say hi to Ewan and Simon Radford, says Ewan Radford. Hello, Ewan and Simon. Hope you're doing very well. And it certainly is, but let's hope Ollie gets it right today and we win by a few goals. I'm very excited about this game because I just feel that it's going to be a lot closer than people think. I think that the fact that that's 11 players that haven't played a lot, you know what, if Lingard can come into this game and Mata can come into this game and be sharp, fair play to them, because it's difficult, isn't it? You know, we've all played football, I'm sure, and it's very difficult when you haven't played for a while and then you're like, this is your chance, and then, you know, you're not. You know, Wayne Rooney was always the example, but it's the same for any player. When you haven't played for a while and then you get dropped in, to get prime Lingard or prime Van der Beek or anything like that, very difficult for them because they haven't played for so long, and first team football is different to training. Exactly,
and a lot of Watford's players have been playing football. Do you know what I'm saying? They're ready to go. They're well oiled. They've got energy. And sometimes what you may lack in ability or something, you can make up for in just being ready for the game. Do you know what I mean? Over your opponent. So you're right. I like that. You're saying that it's it's going to be an interesting game and closer than a lot of people think, because we've literally changed the whole team. How do you know that doesn't gel? And then Ollie needs to look at the bench and bring them in. I hope that doesn't happen, but it could.
Well, I mean, Mark Goldbridge Best Bit says, do you see the super chats? Yes, we do. If you want to make them, you can do that through the $sign. What I would say is that, you brought it up there as well. For some reason, and I think it's because we've got Burnley and Liverpool and, they're big games for us and we're at the top of the league. I think there's a bit of, and I've been like it as well, a bit of arrogance about this game. Oh, we'll win this one. We'll cruise this one 3-0. And that's always very dangerous. Like you said, when Derby came in the Carabao Cup or Rochdale, we had people like Pogba playing against those teams.
Exactly.
And we struggled. And yet we've got 11 backup players playing against Watford, who were in the Premier League last year. They're 6th in the Championship. They've got good players in their team. And we think, we're going to beat these 3-0. If we do, that is a really impressive result.
I couldn't have said it any better myself. I hate when the fan base has this arrogance.
I've had it. I said 3-0. What's your score prediction?
I think the team could struggle. Maybe 2-1. I'll go maybe 3-1.
I really hope. I mean, for me, obviously I want United to win anyway, but I think because the amount of players in there that I like and I want them to push I think there's some people in our first team that shouldn't be in our first team. So for me, I want us to get a clean sheet because I want Lindelof and not Lindelof. I don't want Lindelof. I want Twansebi and Bailly to keep a clean sheet and be absolutely brilliant. I think that's what I want. I want Telles to play really well as well. Obviously, I want Van der Beek to be man of the match in that position. I don't really care about what Mata, James and Lingard do. I hope they have a good game. And Greenwood would be good. I think the 4 players that I think can really help our season between now and the end of the season are Van der Beek, Twansebi, Telles, Greenwood, and obviously Bailly. Those 5 for me. If they can have a really good game tonight, I'm happy. Anyone else is a bonus.
Yeah, exactly. They've got to have good games. So, and especially because they've been out in the cold as well. So it'd be a really good result, and hopefully a good performance, man.
Just on the FA Cup, I sort of spoke about this at the start and I never really went back to it. Well, let me just read some of Solskjaer's pre-match comments, actually. He said, some of these players are desperate to play more and show what they can do, and they've got a chance tonight. We had a midweek game last season, which not many had. We've got a midweek game next week, which not many have. So we had to make the changes. And 1, players need a chance to get some game time, show what they can do. 2, it's common sense in this period of the season. Of course, Agallo is an option if we need a goal. Odian's done really well. He's a good striker to have in the box. Hopefully we won't need a goal, but he can still get out there and enjoy it. Lingard has always been bright and bubbly, and he's been training well. I told him a while back to keep his head up, and he's playing this one, so let's see where it takes us. It's Ollie and his penciling in again, isn't it? I've penciled you in for Watford. Have a good Christmas, Jesse. But you know what? I think he's absolutely right to make the changes. I just think the only negative for me is that it proves that Eric Bailly was dropped for the game against City for Lindelof. That's the thing that worries me more than anything. Other than that, I'm quite happy with the team.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's picked players that need a chance. The first team in inverted commas have been playing so many games over the Christmas period that you expect changes, and if you can give them a rest, then absolutely you should. And if you think about it, there shouldn't be any fatigue for your team that has to play against Burnley. Let's get that. You know what I mean? We know you don't want to overlook games, but we know how important that Burnley game is, and we've got to be ready. Forget what you think of Burnley and where they are in the league and how good you might think they are or not. We need to have whatever he has in his mind of what his team's going to be, need to be ready to rock. They don't need to be playing 90-odd minutes tonight or picking up an injury or whatever. If you got your first team for that game ready, Ollie, against Burnley, then rest them. So I think he's done the complete right thing.
I think I know what Ali's opinion is, but I'm interested to get yours and the live comments opinion on this. We've just been to another semi-final and we lost. That's 4 in a row. How important is this FA Cup this season, considering we've got a title race at the moment? We've got the Europa League coming up next month. The FA Cup has still got the same amount of rounds in it. You know, it's going to be quite a few games just to get to the final. How important is the FA Cup? I mean, the team he's put out today is definitely to rest the first team. Would you like to see this team playing every round now and you leave the first team away from it? Or do you think, actually it's still a very important tournament that we'll try and win?
I think we'll be trying to win it. especially as you go through the rounds. It does depend on the draw of who you get. And it depends on the level of opposition that you get. Do you know what I mean? So I think Ollie,
isn't it, to go on? It's very, very difficult to be in a title race and Europe and the FA Cup. And I suppose what I was trying to say is that, look, we've already lost 4 semi-finals. You know, do we really want to invest? I personally, my opinion is keep using that team. If that team gets to the semi-final, maybe make a decision on playing first-team players. But that, to me, that team there shows how many good players we've got who don't get any game time. So.
Exactly. I agree. And you could tweak it ever so slightly here and there. Instead of McTominay for one, you might put Fred in, or you might put Matic in because he needs a game, or instead of Dan James.
We might have Diallo in a few weeks.
Exactly. You might use it to give Cavani a game or so. Do you know what I mean? So that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Just Arsenal are not winning at the moment as well. They're
still 0-0, and that'll probably go to. Well, they'll probably nick one again, though, in Arsenal.
Well, they are the holders. It would be hilarious if he went out. But considering this is Massa's last season at our club, he deserves a proper send-off at Old Trafford in front of the fans, says Lalit. Well, whatever our thoughts are, Lalit, we can't just turn off and give him one. It's against COVID lockdown. So, But I'm hoping that we will be in a situation where we can get some fans in the ground by May. If we can't, we're in a really bad situation. For player ratings, I suggest an aggregator so we can see the average match ratings for each player over the season. Would be great to see how the fans think players are doing over the season, says the mystery man. And you can chuck your score predictions in if you want. A few people are talking about Williams playing at centre-back. Now, if he's playing at centre-back, we'll change it. But this is what I've told you so many times. And old school United standards know that you don't take any notice of OneFootball, BBC, MUTV app, or anything like that. Make your mind up and then you change it when the game starts. But if they've got Brandon Williams playing at centre-back and Twan Sebi at right-back, that's the biggest load of idiocy I've ever seen. So, excited to see Axel and Bay as a centre-back pairing, says Tyler Hale. Yeah, well, I'm going to ask you to pick one thing, Flex, actually. I don't think we can be greedy. What's the one thing or performance you want to see from this game today? Other than a United win, what's the one thing that if you could, United are going to win, what one good performance would you take from that you really want to see?
I think it'd be nice for Donny van der Beek. I think that's the main one, isn't it? Because I think we all want him to play so bad. Which, to be fair, but look, for certain games, the team's been winning in the league. Do you know what I mean? In the league, we've been winning. So Donny not starting in the league is one of them where it's like, cool. But between and you know what? Actually, I'm going to mix it up because everyone's team Donny and we all want to. I'll say probably Mason Greenwood because he's getting a chance to go up front. He's getting a chance to play in a position that a lot of Man United fans and even Ollie has said, all the ex-pros and that are saying that he will be Man United's number 9 or should be, or he's got a long future at number 9 and his best position is number 9. It'd be good to see him have a good game and maybe show why he could stake a claim in that position. So
I'm not going to be boring. I mean, for me, it would be Van der Beek. I think that's what everyone's going to say. But I'll go with my second one, which is Twan Sebi and Bailly to keep a clean sheet and look really good. But you know what? I'm a little bit worried as well because it could be quite clever by Ollie. I don't think he'd want this to happen. But, the thing is, it's a bit like when Van der Beek was playing well and then Pogba and McTominay got fit and he didn't play again. He'd already played well and then he got dropped. And I feel like if Eric Bailly and Twan Sebi didn't play well tonight, it'd be, that's why he's right to stick with Maguire and Lindelof, forgetting the fact that Maguire and Bailly have already played well against good teams and he broke it up. So Bailly's got to be careful tonight because if Bailly and Twan Sebi don't play well, it'll be like people will go, well, this is why he picks Maguire and Lindelof. But the reality is we already had it sorted with bloody Maguire and Bailly and he messed it up. So for me, I think it's really important that Bailly and Twan Sebi play well as well.
100%. And as fans, we do this, which is like, we should, Axel, Tuanzebe and Bailly should be our centre-backs. Like, do you know what it is with that? Like, you forget kind of like a few levels to football. Like, Axel's like unproven at Premier League level, like consistent game in, game out, especially next to someone who's like Eric Bailly. I don't actually know if I fancy that as much as people think, like at the top level. Do you know what I mean?
I think Maguire and Bailly, that's what I want to see.
Exactly. Maguire and Bailly or Maguire and Tuanzebe or Lindelof and Tuanzebe or Lindelof and Maguire. But I think it's easy to just go, they're both quick, they can both run around, they're both strong, put them in. But is both of their reading of the game good? Are they both really, really dominant in the air? They might be too similar. Do you know what I'm saying? To make
I think
a
if they
partnership.
both had a brilliant performance tonight, it just puts more pressure on the whole Maguire-Lindelof thing.
Arsenal just scored. There you go.
And for me, I don't really care if it's Bailly or Tuanzebe because they both got the thing we need, which is pace. So if Tuanzebe plays brilliant and better than Bailly, who also plays brilliant, it doesn't matter to me because I just want a quicker centre-back. Nate says Maguire is unproven in the Premier League. Van der Beek must show Ollie what he can do, says Vishnu. Yeah, there's a lot of exciting things, to be honest. And Scott Ashwood says the biggest, the best, socially distancing United stand. Yeah, well, that's exactly what should be happening on YouTube. AFTV, they're live, they're social distancing. We're social distancing, which is what we normally do anyway. There's no excuse not to be doing it on YouTube, but always important to bring it to the attention. Yes, I hope you're all staying safe at home. This will make you laugh, Flex. I actually saw a drug deal today, and he wasn't wearing a mask. And I was like, that's double illegal.
What? Outside your house?
No, I was on a walk, and this guy on a bike went whizzing past, and this other one came out the alleyway, and they look obviously have years of experience. They were definitely at it, and
should have come out of retirement, mate. Get your baton out.
Well, yeah, but they didn't have a mask on and everything, so I was just like, whatever.
Get your spray out.
People need their weed on a Saturday night, I suppose. Not that I'm condoning that. Mark, did I have to put my address on United Things? I don't know. AD production, I don't know. And if it don't matter how good anybody is, this manager is clueless. Bring back Jose. All is forgiven, says David Redmond. We're always going to have that. But no matter what happens, we're always going to have that. But I just don't think. I mean, we have got a few minutes before kickoff, so. That doesn't matter what happens. I don't think Solskjaer's going to get back some of our fans, is he? I do try and say give him till May, but they make me laugh. This in a funny way, not in a hypocrisy way. There are some people who just will not let him go. I mean, look, Ryan says I think Ollie's trying two pacey defenders tonight. But yeah, they just won't. There's some people just won't let him off, will they?
No, the mind's already made up, and. To be honest, if you are that strong in an opinion, because you've
got to respect it in a way, I suppose.
Yeah, if you've taken your time to make your mind up about something, you don't change it after a couple of wins or still haven't won anything. So fair play to those people. Well, not fair play, because I don't agree with everyone who says it and the reasons why. But respect if that's what your opinion is and you're sticking by it, because that's what you believe. You're not going to. I'd be more concerned if you were going backwards and forwards. You know what I mean?
Like KG.
Like KG, yeah.
Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're not quite at kickoff yet, but we have got a little way to go. We are, let's say a little way. We are 50 subscribers away from 948,000, so we could hit that before kickoff. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and we should hit 948,000 before kickoff. If you've not managed to play United Stand picks, it's every United Stand game now, so £1,000 we're giving away as part of the pot. Links in the video description. You must be over 18 to play. Please play responsibly. And basically, you've got 12 questions about the game, like how many assists will Donny van der Beek get, how many tackles will Telles will get. You answer every question. For every question you get right, you get points. And then the people with the most points at the end share the pot. One of our winners for the Man City game got £500. So link in the video description. You could just about do it before kickoff. The game officially starts a minute before kickoff, but we are going to be doing it every week. So if you download it and get it done, then you can use it for future weeks as well. Super chat from Joshua Bowater. Mark, go put your pyjama bottoms on or we'll lose. I had them on for Man City. It didn't work, Joshua. And if Bruno and Rashford have to play tonight, our squad is crap and we'll be lucky to finish top 4. That's a good point, actually, from Jamie O'Driscoll. I presume, I don't know whether you know, Flex, but I presume we've got quite a few substitutes that we can use. I don't know whether it's 5. I think it is 5 you can use in the FA Cup, actually. So, I mean, the bench is actually quite strong. I'll just confirm what the bench is, but I definitely know Bruno's on there, Martial's on there, Rashford is on there. I presume that maybe Pogba's on there as well.
Pogba's not on there. Fred, Matic, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire.
Yeah.
Maguire is on the bench, actually. I didn't know he was. De Gea, Igalo, Martial, Rashford, Fernandes.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't really want to be seeing Bruno or Rashford or Martial tonight, or Fred.
No, because clearly that's what I'm saying about with Ollie making his mind up for the Burnley game and how big it is. If he's made his mind up that those players are starting in that game, which, let's face it, they probably are, you would like the team to be able to do the job that Ollie wants them to do by not having to bring those guys on. So hopefully that's the case, man. Because the bench is very strong. The bench basically is the first team apart from Migala. So, and maybe Matic because he keeps swapping in and out. Other than that, all them players, Martial, Rashford, Bruno, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, De Gea, they start every single game and play pretty much 90 minutes of every single game.
Yeah, and he's got there's no way. I mean, for Igalo, there's no way he's going to get. I don't think he'll be on the bench again. So he better hope he gets some game time today because I don't think he will be on the bench again. But
exactly.
As I said, you've gone 3-1. Have you gone 3-1 or 2-1?
Yeah, 3-1.
Yeah, I've gone 3-0. But I do think it will be a little bit. It could be close. It could be really close.
It could easily be close, 100%. Like for all the reasons that we were saying earlier, and we're right to say that because this is football, man. It's not flipping FIFA or even FIFA. I've seen you in your lives. You flipping play against teams you think you're going to beat, and it don't happen. But do you know what I'm saying? It's one team that kind of played together a lot and have been doing okay-ish, and are ready to go and are fearless. With their priority is promotion. So their manager will be saying to them, go and express yourselves, go for it, let's just enjoy it, run your asses off, go for it. For us, we got to up the levels. It's up to this team that we've put out here. So you're right, it could, and that mix of two clashes of instructions from the different sets of players / managers can actually lead to not as an open game as some people may think.
Would you rather win the FA Cup or the Europa League, presuming we don't need Europa to qualify for the Champions League? Looking forward to seeing Greenwood up top, says Kieran Byrne. That's a proper beer glass, says Alfred. Would you rather say we get Champions League football anyway, would you rather win the Europa League or the FA Cup?
If we get Champions League football anyway, I'd rather win the FA Cup.
Would you? I'd rather win the Europa,
yeah.
I would.
No, I'd rather win the FA Cup, actually. Because either of them, we both got to two semi-finals in it last year and lost, so they're both progress in each one. But I just feel that if you've secured the bag in Europe, I wouldn't mind beating like some big teams in the FA Cup. But I get it. You're probably going to play high level opposition potentially in the final of the.
It makes sense if you're going to beat big teams to win the FA Cup.
Like if you offer me Man City in the final of the FA Cup and go and win that versus like a Sevilla or AC Milan or who I don't know who is even in it. But I don't know. I'd rather win the FA Cup if we got Champions League qualification sorted.
No way should Eric Bailly be starting tonight. Lindelof should be starting. It's ridiculous if Lindelof starts the next Premier League game, says David Collins. I think that is a concern, but we need to park that now. This is what's going to happen, and we can obviously talk about that from tomorrow ahead of the game. So that's the way it's going to be. We will speak to you at half-time, Flex. We're about to kick off. And
cool. See the players walking out. See João Pedro. That João Pedro is a decent little player. Brandon Williams is going to have or whatever side he plays on, whether it's the left or the right. Brandon Williams is going to have to be on it. He's a good player.
And they've got this other lad who plays on the wing, this young Norwegian.
Yeah,
as well.
or maybe he might play number 10 if they've got Sarr. I don't know. Or if they go two up front with Gray and Sarr. I don't know. We'll have to see how they line up. But Sarr and João Pedro are good players. They are. So let's see what we got.
Defo. Okay, mate.
Cool.
We'll speak to you at half time.
All right, nice one.
Cheers, pal. You can follow Flex on Twitter at FlexUTD. Ollie's not promoting good performances. Van der Beek dropped for Pogba, McTominay for Leipzig match. Bailly dropped. He needs this to work or else he sacks himself, says Karen. I tell you what, we haven't really got time to get into that, but that's a very, very good point that, it's been a while since Van der Beek was playing, but he was playing well and he did find himself taken out of the team. There is a bit of an issue there and the evidence is there, so don't say it's like stirring the pot or anything like that. The evidence is there. Eric Bailly played fantastically well against Aston Villa and basically stopped us getting a draw. He won us the game with that block and got dropped in the next game. Scott McTominay, the last two games, has been poor and has still picked every game. There is a worrying trend there that you are dropping players for good performances and sticking with players who've got bad performances. Now, it's the manager's right to do that. Of course it is. But is that a right message that you can play well and I'll still drop you? But you can play badly and I'll still pick you. And he does need to be a little bit careful about that because actually, when you look at any good manager, they won't have a lot of history of doing that. You know, you should be picking your strongest team. But we are about to kick off. So please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We're 10 away from 948,000. Thanks everyone who's joining the channel and getting involved. We're about to kick off for this game. Very, very excited about it as well. We are going to get to see Donny van der Beek. We are going to get to see Greenwood through the middle. And we are going to get to see Twan Sebe and Bailly at the back. And of course the return of Lindelof and Mata and Dan James in the team. And we've kicked off. They were very, very fast there. You little... There was no... I don't think they did any bending of the knee. Caught me out there. Didn't even see it. Is it an audition for Tadarit Sarr? Says somebody there. Could be. Could be. A few super chats to catch up with. Zane says Aubameyang's back. Martial who? Says Amy Assi. McTominay captain and Bailly third choice centre back. Says Ross Westbrook. And also, if we play well, then this is a great evidence that Ollie and his team can coach. Says Lee Galdart. Yeah, definitely. And we have got the ball here. Actually, let's just switch on. Dan James into the box. Mindless cross from Dan James there. Didn't look up. I mean, to be fair to Dan James, I think he's put it into a good area, but he just didn't look. I'd like to see that again. Good interception by... Well, Lingard gets hold of it. He should have tried to get it into Greenwood a bit quicker. No, that's crap by Dan James. He should be fully aware that there's not going to be anybody in the box there. Bit of a headless cross from Dan. Can we get the camera off the bloody... What? Who's the cameraman here? Get the bloody camera off the manager and show us the action. Bloody hell, if I wanted a fashion shoot, I'd go on the bloody Hugo Boss website. Bloody hell. That's useless, that is. The match is on and they're bloody showing me the manager. Oh, Van der Beek with a misplaced pass there. Wins a foul. Good play there, Donny. Quick movement to the United. You're right, Mark. We're frustrated with players that perform, gets dropped, but also the player will start getting frustrated and eventually lose his trust, says Genwell Balandares. Here's Dan James in the box. Again. Oh, that's two. Two from Dan James. He's got to get his head up. Good start from United, but Dan James has had two opportunities there and he's not looked up and he's whipped a cross in. They're not bad crosses, but you've got to look and see if somebody's in there already. 2 minutes in here so far. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Good start from United, quite energetic. We're pressing well, which will happen because we've got two quick centre-backs so we can play on the halfway line. They have got some pace up front as well. If Cavani playing, it's 2-0. Two good crosses, says Robert McCormack. Mate, you'd have to be bloody Speedy Gonzalez to get in the box that quick. Watch them back. There is absolutely no way a striker could even be in the box for those crosses. Hey, Mark, hope you're well. Apparently, Williams is playing centre-back, not right-back. Apparently, he's not PJ Pennington. He's playing at right-back. I don't know where this rumour came from. He's playing at right-back. Lovely ball forward by Tellez into Lingard, into Dan James. And... I've just had a thought here. What's the formation? Because Lingard's playing at 10, isn't he? And Mata's playing to the right. Yeah, I'm going to change that because it's confusing me. Ten Sports, what a bunch of useless prats, says Chubba. Don't know what you're on about. Dan James, good shot. Good shot, good save. Keeper. Good start from Dan James. And probably should have scored there. Went for power and not precision, but it's a corner. This is James's level, says the real dot. Well, you know what? You would hope it is. You would hope that some of these players can perform. It's a championship side, but then, you know, Watford are arguably a top 10 Championship side, bottom level Premier League side. So you would hope that a lot of our players can perform in a game like this. Tellez on the corner. Have we got any height? McTominay! Get in! Scott McTominay scores with the header. 1-0 to Manchester United. He gets his head on it. It bounces up over the keeper. There's nobody on the line. And Manchester United are 1-0 up. And it's Scott McTominay who gets it. Tellez with the cross. Look at Ollie. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy I picked Scotty as captain. All Carricky. Have you seen what I did? But it is 1-0. I've never seen such happiness from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's like watching his son score a goal. But Tellez with the cross. McTominay heads it down. It's a little bit soft. The keeper should save it, really. But it's a good header by McTominay because he heads it into the ground. Actually, I don't think the keeper should save this. Heads it into the ground. There's no man. It's a good header. Actually, it's a very good header from McTominay. Doesn't look like it, but it's a great header by McTominay, and it's 1-0. And it's a good start by Manchester United. Scoring from a corner without Harry Maguire in the team. That's what happens when you don't... From a defensive point of view, that's what happens when you don't put people on your post, though. That is his son, Mark. That's probably it. We've probably rumbled Ollie there. I've never seen him look so happy on a goal. We have a captain that can head the ball, at least, says Mark Whitton. Here we go. Lovely ball out wide here. United have started off very, very quickly. Jesse Lingard off the left. I can't figure out what United are doing. Lingard's on the left. Dan James is on the left. And Matt is playing as 10. It doesn't look like we're playing with a right-sided player at all. I think Lingard's playing as the 10, isn't he? And Matt is tucking in. I need to change this team. And James, you can go there. Lingard, you can go there. And Juan Mata can go sort of like that there. I think that's fair to say that's sort of how we're lining up on the left-hand side there. Yeah, you can see the shape now. I think it was just because the ball was on the left-hand side, you couldn't see the shape as much. But yeah, but that's definitely how we're playing now. 4-2-3-1. Here's Lingard into Greenwood. Oh, should have hit that first time. Nice slide rule pass from Lingard into Greenwood. Should have hit it. Should have hit it, Mason. Back yourself there. In the box, left channel, on your left foot. Watch this back. You should hit that. Hit it first time. Cap Tomini, says Jason Astor. And got control of the game at the moment. Yeah, Watford are really struggling, to be honest. Can't get out their half. Again, this is what happens. I need to take a note of this. They can't get out. Two fast centre-backs. Can't get out. Lingard's looking good, says the big bopper. And straight away we can see how... Here we go. Lewis T. He's probably spotted it at the same time as everyone else and me. Straight away we can see how high we're playing up the pitch with the centre-back pairing. Whole team looks more comfortable, even if Watford are crap, says Lewis T. But yeah, you've got to have the players to play like that. Sarr is quick, and so is Gray. And yet we're playing a high line. Look at how high Twansebi and Bailly are here, and look how far apart they're playing. Lindelof and Maguire never play that far apart, and look how high the fullbacks are. It's a totally different back four. Look how stretched it is as a back four. We're like, we ain't playing deep here. Look how high McTominay and Van der Beek are as well. We never play like this with Maguire and Lindelof. And I know it's only Watford, but it's still an obvious tactic. Really want the centre-backs to play really, really well tonight. Thanks for the sticker, Renate. I think Eric Bailly doesn't get enough credit. Nice play by Lingard there into Williams, into Mata. Nice stretching of the play. Intelligent run by Van der Beek. Now Dan James gets it on the left. Tellez to Mata. Oh, he puts the cross in. Ooh. It's not down to the centre-back. It's the fact that Watford are terrible and ain't got have any possession. We sit back due to opposition, says Sean Negative Turner. Oh, bad pass by McTominay there. He ain't going to catch him either. Well done by Twansebi. And we'll pick up that. Good defensive play by Twansebi there. Strong and fast. Bit of a wasteful pass by McTominay, but that's what happens when you've got quick players. We would have been in trouble there if McTominay's passed there and he's running up against Maguire and Lindelof. He'd go through one-on-one. So, again, it just shows you that pace is really important. Thanks for the super chat from Lee Galdart. I go back to my early comment. Fast passing, ball retention, second team. The coaching is fine. The first choice centre-backs are not. Very good point, Lee. Very good point indeed. Please subscribe to the channel, bottom right hand corner. We're 10 away from 948,000. So bottom right hand corner to subscribe. We're 10 away from 948,000. Remember, we're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning with the news show. We've got previews, transfer shows, always live and interactive. You're very welcome. Bottom right hand corner, subscribe. It's free. And thank you very much for that. And let's see if we can get to on that road to 950,000. And then on that road to 1 million. Are we looking at the best centre-backs at the club, says Connor? Bit early days yet, mate. But Bayern played a high line and won the treble, Mark, says Devon Man. You need to stop talking like you was a pro player, says Stuart Bates. Mate, it doesn't matter whether you're a professional footballer. Jamie O'Hara was a professional footballer. Gabby Bonglahor was a professional footballer. They still talk out their arse. Gascoigne was a professional footballer, one of the best footballers, and I wouldn't trust anything he said, really, would you? So being an ex-professional footballer doesn't mean you know what you're on about. Mark, would you make Bailly and Axel your starting centre-backs, says Jimmy Conway? And remember, Jose Mourinho and Arsene Wenger, two of the greatest managers there's ever been, weren't ex-professional footballers of any note, were they? So stop being a snob. Trademark says Ricky must be so proud of his grandchildren playing. Nice ball out wide to Tellez. Low cross. Hit it, Mata. Oh, good block. You dissed Wickham the other day. We drew to Watford, says Jay Richardson. I didn't diss you. Well done, though. Watford. They get rid of it. Give it to Donny, Dan. Give it to Donny. Yes. So keep the ball. Keep bit of possession here. When McTominay did his celebration jump, I swear I thought I was looking at Darren Fletcher, Sean Finity. Someone clipped that pass from McTominay for Ricky, says Barry Haynes. Well, to be fair to the lads, it's a good game for them at the moment because Watford have not started. We've started really well. Let's just say that. Hey, Mark, this is the wake-up call that Ollie needs. We need fast defenders. We play better. Fact. United to win 3-0, says Mohamed Idris. I did say 3-0. Nice little play there by Donny and Dan James. Now Greenwood's got it. Hit it, Mata. Lay it off. Greenwood. Oh, good block. Well, McTominay and Williams getting a bit of a mess here. Watford coming down that side. And it's a foul by Williams. Williams is a weird one, I think. I don't know what... I don't know what to think about Brandon Williams. Very physical player, gives a lot of free kicks away. I think sometimes he just needs to calm down a little bit. He always wants to bite into the tackle. You can't knock, well, you can knock it, but just a very eager player. And I think sometimes these young players come into the team. McTominay's a bit like it as well. And they just want to get a tackle in. It's like that eagerness to impress, when actually sometimes the clever thing to do is not put your foot in and just stay on your feet. Only one missing from the Ricky gang is Matic, says Beto. Yeah, he does like Marshall as well. Oh, bloody hell. Watford nearly scoring there. Twansebi clears it off the line. He wanted an offside. I'm not too sure who's marking who here. Yeah. It was actually Eric Bailly let his player go. There was an offside, but I don't think the play. It's a good save by Dean Henderson, actually. I don't think it would have been offside. A bit sloppy at the back there. Tellez with the assist as well. Good. I mean, Tellez is another one to keep an eye on. He's one of those players you want to have a good game as well. Lovely play by Tellez. Oh, Dan James, so wide. It's going to get kept in from a throw-in on the other side. Thought that was going in. Here's Greenwood. Into Williams. Lay it off to Donny. Give it to Donny. Oh, I tell you what, Dan James getting a lot of shots in this game. Eric Bailly is atrocious, as Robert McCormack. And we've done that one as well. Thanks for the super chats. You can do that through the $sign if you so wish. We'll try and read those out. One thing is for sure, our team versus Burnley picks itself, says Sam McCardam. And I'm actually surprised Ollie has picked this team. Thought he would have gone a bit stronger. I thought we might struggle a little bit. We've been good so far. Jake, it's perfect so far. You rest your first team. The rest of the players come in. And they're doing really well. He won't want to use Bruno or Rashford off the bench at all. James playing like he has a point to prove, says Daniel Luciano. I don't think Watford are going to get much out of the... set pieces might be their best option. I don't think they're going to get much out of Twansebi and Bailly with the long ball. And remember, it's not easy for these players. Like Twansebi and Bailly haven't played a competitive game together ever, I don't think. Greenwood won't have played with Lingard and Mata and James in a match before. McTominay won't have played with Van der Beek before. Williams has hardly played at right back. Tellez has not been at the club 5 minutes. There's a lot of relationships there that will be very raw. So, fair play for the start so far. I think it's a disgrace. Hold on a minute. Mata goes for a shot. Be another corner that. I think it's a disgrace that Donny starts in a should-win game and nothing else. And Lingard has his preferred position, says Dan Hamilton. And Mark, I've heard you talk about bad transfers at United. I flopped on my missus last night. Does that mean I'm a bad transfer? Says one Weasel, 222. And Tellez has been man of the match so far, says Yanda. Bit early for me to be giving out man of the matches. We will have our player ratings in the second half that you can vote for. Remember, through the website, we'll let you know in the second half when they're going to come out. But at the moment, it's been a bit of a walk in the park for United, dominating the game. Does this mean Bailly's not starting at Burnley? Says Mike Towell. I would imagine not. And Van der Beek hasn't played before, says Robert McCormack. Tellez has been really good, says Stephen. So Tellez on the corner here. Bailly, just wide. Again, that's 2 crosses and 2 headers. Both better than the sort of stuff Maguire gets on. And this is the thing, Maguire does so well to win headers, but he doesn't get anything on them. Eric Bailly there, all right, it's wide, but look at the power. Look at if that's on target, that's a goal. Maguire just doesn't use his neck muscles enough. He just lets it hit his head. Hi, Mark. Did you hear we pulled out of Casido deal? Yes, Cass, I did. There's McTominay. Look at the run. Tellez had made the run there. Tellez is a corner specialist, says Anmaniot. I mean, look, the competition down that left-hand side is fantastic, isn't it? You've got Luke Shaw, who for me has been our best defender this season. And in Tellez, once he settles in, he's one of the best attacking left-backs in Europe. So that battle we've got down the left-hand side is brilliant. I just wish one of them was right-footed because we'd be sorted at full-back then. Lingard's got it in the box. Went for something spectacular. Drops to Mata. Now Williams. Into Lingard. Go home, Lingard. That's fine. Keep possession. In second half, if Matic and Martial comes on for Greenwood and Lingard, Ricky will be what flex that team is called football. If you know, you know, says Shake. And Mark, my super chats haven't been sending lately. Please edit and try again. Anyway, just letting you know, hope this sends. Miss you, says Stephen Cherney. That's fine. Cherney, not Cherney, Tellez. Cherney, you were playing for United there. Tellez on the left-hand side. Cross cleared. And loving the performances, but let's not get carried away. It's Watford. They've changed more managers this season than I've changed my pants, says K Chino. And Mark, you should look at Jordan. Fits your centre-back criteria and would come 30 million and same height as Harry Beckenbauer, says Terrell Davies. Thanks for all the super chats coming in there. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We are 1-0 up here after 20 minutes. Foul here by Twan Sebi on the halfway line. Giving away nothing. Thoughts on Lingard to West Ham, Mark? How much, says Sam. The thing is, the reality is it'd be interesting what United do because Lingard, Dan James, in this game so far, there'll be some Premier League clubs going, I like the look of that. It's just whether are United clever enough to do the deal when it's good? Like, we don't need all these players. I think we need Dan James or Lingard to stay till May, and one of them can go in January. But knowing United, we'll go, well, let's just keep them both. But we don't have enough space for both of them, really. You know, I said this about Lingard in the summer. I thought he finished the season quite well. He looks quite good again today. He should be playing first team football every week, but not for a top 6 side. So Lingard should go and find himself a Premier League club and he'd play every week. But you're not going to play every week for United. You're not good enough. So, you know, Lingard should go and get. I think he could get. Definitely start for Newcastle, wouldn't he? My son Kyle doing a watch along for the first time, loving it from South Africa, says Kevin DeWet. Cheers, pal. Switch of the play here. Watford have got it on the right hand side. Whip the cross in. Eric Bailly strong. Henderson picks it up. Good play at the back there. Mark, thoughts on Luke Shaw playing centre back? Says Mohammed. I think we've got to be a little bit careful of that because it's a bit like the Fosu Mensah CDM thing. It's a fan theory. I don't think we'll see it. If I see Maguire and Lindelof against Liverpool, I'll become violent, says Rick James. Watford having a bit of possession here. Good interceptions by Twan Sebi. Van der Beek brings it forward. Kim Bempe from PSG is left-footed. What do you think? Says Craig Keogh. It'd be very good. We just won't get him. Tellez equals Shaw. Bruno equals Lingard. Maybe Bruno will inspire Lingard, says Thomas M. And if he can get a final ball, I genuinely think Dan James could come good. Not Ricky level of love, just see potential, says Lee Galdart. And I think it's clear with Bruno at 10. I feel they're trying to get Donny at 8 game time. So he is a multi-positional plug-and-play player, says Justin V. I'm very happy. I know somebody said it before that they were a bit annoyed that Lingard's playing in the number 10 role because that's where Donny should play. But it's a thankless task. You know, Lingard could play prime Messi tonight. He won't start. Bruno will. So there's, you know, if Van der Beek plays well in the 6 role, he's got a chance of getting in the team. He's got no chance of getting in the team if he plays well at number 10. And we know he can play number 10. So I'm really happy with Van der Beek and where he's playing tonight because he's playing in a position where he actually could get into the team. Tarek says some Liverpool fans are saying Ollie out. Well, that's a compliment because, you know, Liverpool fans not long ago were saying Ollie in because they thought he was crap. So Looking into the channel for Greenwood there. Come on, United and football career mode tomorrow. This is Jordan Vlogs. I will play it tomorrow. I was going to play it today, but I just sort of ran out of time with a few other things. But so here's Greenwood on the left. You don't want Greenwood on the left here. You're the number 9. I'm fed up of our number 9 doing this. Greenwood wandering out to the left fucking wing. Get in the box. Martial does it. Cavani does it. Get in the bloody box. Our number 9. It infuriates me why our number 9 always gets pulled out to the left wing, into this number 10 position. Get up front. Stop dropping deep and get up front. Look at him. Greenwood's coming for the ball again. Play on the last man. You've got Juan Mata, Jesse Lingard, Donny van der Beek. Let them do all the build-up play. You get on the last man. Every woman, every man, join the caravan of love. Stand up, stand up. Dan James. Remember, people think I don't like Dan James. Check out my career mode. Very useful player on my career mode. Oh, tackled there, Donny. Careful. Not good there from Van der Beek losing the ball there. Would be very critical of Fred or someone doing that. Good tackle back by Dan James. Well done, Twan Sebi. I tell you what, Twan Sebi's look good. I think Twan Sebi's look really good. Everyone gives Lingard stick. His mum has died and his girlfriend left him. I say we give him a loan or another season. What do you think, Mark? Says Harvey Ellis. Well, mate, I think that, personal problems are obviously, not nice for any player, but we're not a charity. You can't just keep a player because the girlfriend left them or a family member died, unfortunately. I've always said with Lingard, if he's happy to sit on the bench, I don't mind him staying, but I actually think he's better than that. I think he should, for his career, he's in a, so many people would love to be a professional footballer like he is, and I just think he could be playing first team football for a Newcastle or another Premier League club week in, week out. Whereas at United, I just don't see where he's going to get the minutes from. If he wants to stay at United and he's happy at United and he's happy being a bench player, then stay at United. He does offer something in that sense, but he's never going to be a first team player, is he? And that's up to him. I think, potentially he could get back in the England squad if he started playing regularly for a side. Once you've looked at Jordan Turungia, have a look at right, Terrell, I'm sorry, I don't even know what these names are. Happy 16th birthday, Nilai. Here's a special what a prat for you, says Janaki. And biggest improvement this year, I feel, is our work rate. Cut out mistakes at the back, add 1 or 2 quality players, and we'll be a serious team, says Kieran Byrne. Is Greenwood's drop of form a cause of concern for you? Shadow of the finisher we saw last season, says Durant Chapman. I mean, I haven't got any concerns about Mason Greenwood, to be honest with you. I know some people are starting to get concerns, and I can sort of see where they're coming from in one way. But look, a year ago, I was saying the things that Mason Greenwood can be anything he wants to be, i.e. he could be one of the best players in the world. But when you say he can be anything he wants to be, he could also end up being the next Peter Crouch or something like that. Or, the next Charlie Austin, or even worse, So, Greenwood can be anything he wants to be. He's definitely got that talent. It doesn't mean he will be. Good tackle by Van der Beek there. He's got to work at it, hasn't he? And, he's had a very disruptive season. And also, I don't think... Lingard, unlucky. Get Shota Maguire and bring Ronaldo home. Simple. What? Swap? Do you think Juventus would do that? Swap Lingard for... swap Maguire for Ronaldo. Oh, Tellez has got into a problem there. And we'll get rid of it. Keep up the good work. Can you shout out my new channel? Says FMTV. There you go. Right. Greenwood's a natural finisher, says John Harvey. Yeah, I think Greenwood needs to start scoring goals and his confidence will go up. I don't want Greenwood getting any pressure, but, Martial gets it. He's a little bit older. Greenwood shouldn't get it, but Greenwood's in the same situation. He just needs the... I'll tell you what I just want to say as well. I think Greenwood will be a good player. I'm not worried about that. I'm loving Twan Sebi and Bay at back. There's a calmness calmness and lack of fear. It's really good to see. Joe Bates says, did Watford's manager used to be in a boy band? Oh, come on. Quick fingers. There we go. Did word. Twansebi makes our defence Durex extra safe. Otherwise, I think we just look thin feel, says Via. Can you shout out Lee, says Mark. Says Robert Tomley. McTomney. Yeah, that one keeps coming up from Ross. Thanks for the super chats. You can do that through the $sign. Lack of fear. There's a lack of brain with Bay, says Robert McCormack. You're just a Bay hater. Robert. Bob. Zinker Nagel. This is the player that people keep talking about for Watford, who's done absolutely nothing so far. Corner for Watford here. Let's see how we defend a corner without Maguire and Lindelof. Let's see if we attack it or we zonal mark. We are zonal marking. You can see that we're zonal marking. And they win the header. I hate zonal marking. And I'm glad that actually happened, because good block. Corner. That shows to me that it's not about Maguire. It's not about Lindelof. It's the zonal marking. It's a joke. That's from the coaching staff, that is. That's not a penalty. It's never a penalty. It's right at his body. That'll never be a penalty on Bay. Never in a million years. Yeah, Williams is looking a bit shaky, isn't he? Don't want to be the buzz killer, but we have not created any chance, and this is why people like Martial look bad in our system, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. How is Tadarit Sarr playing, says Dean Corbett. I haven't really noticed him, really. Is he number 23? Ronnie says Taslim is a prat. It's all going off in the live comments. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We're trying to get up to 950,000. One out by McTominay. This game shows how improved our squad depth is, says Kaz. And Mark, are you drinking scotch? If so, what brand? One of my favourites is Famous Grouse. I'm not drinking scotch out of a big glass like that. Van der Beek needs to be more involved, says Havis. Well, of course, he's not going to be massively involved in that sense, is he? Because he's playing at centre-back. He's playing as a CDM, so he's got to play a disciplined role as well. How many passes? And let's keep an eye on McTominay. How many passes backwards does he play? You know the game against Man City? He hardly made any passes, and over 60% of them were backwards. I think, Ruven, I agree with you. I think Twansebi has played really well thus far. Funky says Matt has not done very much. I really hope Ricky is watching this. Useless, absolutely useless, says Laurie. Free kick here for Watford to whip it into the box. Well away. See, that, I love that. I love that. I'm going to mark that for the game, for the match reaction. That cross that came in there was exactly like the cross that Man City scored from. Watch that back. I think exactly the same sort of cross comes into the box that Maguire and Lindelof miss, and Eric Bailly goes and attacks. And I love that he's done that, because I was saying that on the game on Wednesday night. You know, Bailly would not have attacked that ball, and that's exactly what Lindelof and Maguire did. And the same sort of cross comes in from the same sort of free kick, and Eric Bailly attacks it and clears it. Our pace has dropped quite a bit since the opening. Now that they're not sitting back as much, we look a bit confused, says JB. Welcome to the Members Club, Eddie Aragon. And Greenwood needs a season at Championship side, banging 20 goals, says Nick Masters. Van der Beek looks solid, needs to get in the first team and Pogba to leave. Only positive for Watford in this game is having Bitcoin on their shirt, says Luke Flats. James says League One footballing ability is useless. Axel and Tellez looking good, says Pooley. And no one in the bench excites me. Our youth not good enough. Why no Palestri, says Jam Sandwichson. Palestri's got COVID, mate, so he can't play. I'd say Matt has not been in the game. He's probably the only player that's really not been in the game, has he? Dan James, just not good enough. Time to leave, says James Jones. Another corner. And Bailly directing traffic and going straight for the ball. Well done, says Sean Finity. Another corner here. Zonal marking again. James giving the ball away, slowing it down in the final third every time. I can't stand seeing him in the team. It's tragic. We could have had Gomez or Chong, says the mystery man. See, again, this is the problem with zonal marking. They're running towards the... I mean, it's just so logical. It's stupid. We zonal mark and we stand, right? They run towards the ball. A standing jump's never going to be as good as a run and jump. See, Eric Bailly cannot win that header because he's being told to zonal mark. I hate zonal marking. It's such an issue. So zonal marking, you stand in your zone, but we don't do it properly either. And then if someone runs into your zone, they've got to run and jump. Lovely pass by Van der Beek, Lingard fouled, yellow card. Can you shout out my friend Robert Tomini, who's in Tahiti? Also, Dan James is a little prat, says Rangers easy okay. How many times have we complimented our centre-backs? Love it, says Daniel Luciano. They're doing really, really well. And Dan James reminds me of when you play football in the park and your mate brings his younger brother. That's just not on your level. Mark. The thing is, I'm not laughing at Dan James. I'm just laughing about being down the park and someone brings their younger brother and they're shit. But it's their ball sometimes, isn't it? No, actually, Dan James isn't like the little brother. Dan James is like the fastest kid, who you put in your team because they're fast, but they can't play ball. They're always a threat because of their pace, but realistically, most of the time, they need it and nothing happens. Pilling saying that Twantebi and Bay are looking good. Ethan Sander, thanks for the super chat there. Oh, Tellez has been caught out. Don't dive in. He does dive in and he makes the tackle, to be fair. Well done, Tellez. Up against Sarr on that right-hand side. Imagine if he turns to Tellez and went, ta-da, it's Sarr. If you know, you know. This is our best centre-back pair. Great work rate on them, says Nick. Can you call my mate Dan James a prat, says Max Sutton. And come on, you Reds. Bay is the man. Shout out to Shana, says Cooper Trooper. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. I want to get to 950,000, and then we're on that final 50,000 to 1 million, which just seems too exciting. It's unbelievable. Bay's distribution has been awful, says Sean Negative Turner. I haven't really noticed that, to be honest. You might be right, Sean. I'll keep an eye on it. Dan James. Oh, he's given the free kick, though. Fair play, ref. Would I rather Man City or Liverpool win the league? Liverpool. Man City. It's a rivalry thing. Mark, the only reason for zonal marking is VAR. Man-to-man marking results in a bit of pushing and shirt pulling. Unnecessarily penalties can be given, says the Bankar. Yeah, but unnecessary goals are being conceded. I'm sure we won't give as many penalties away as we've given goals away from VAR. Here's Van der Beek on the ball. Not a lot going on in front of him there. Has to go back. But what I like is the space between Twansebi and Bailly here and how far forward the fullbacks are. We never see our centre-backs and our full-backs split like this. And all that's to do with pace. Greenwood, the ball was on then. That's nice. That's lovely play there between James and Greenwood and Van der Beek. Oh, bad final ball by Greenwood though. Donny picks it up. Into McTominay. That's it. Get it wide. Williams. David Collins says, Ollie must be blind if he picks Lindelof next game. Good win by Twansebi. Not Twansebi. Tellez goes with the shot. Keeper holds on to it. Playing a bit casual, says Orbit XE. 5 minutes to half time. Shaw is definitely our best left back. He's underrated going forward. I think his interplay down the left is so important, but Tellez is good competition, says Lee Woolsey. Do you remember Gundogan against Chelsea? It's like Van der Beek is instructed not to push too far forward. Still too pragmatic. They have been better, says Sharath Kamath. Fitness. And also, you won the beer tonight, Mark, says Paul Farmer. Corner, Man United. Williams is far too narrow. Says, I tell you what, I've noticed that as well. Williams is really tucking in from that right back position, and you know it'd be nice if he actually pushed forward and a bit wider. Right, corner to United. Our last couple of corners we've done really well from Tellez's crosses, so let's see what we can do this time. Nearly getting on the end of that one. Brilliant how Bay drives forward with the ball, says Ollie Copsey. And Bay's distribution hasn't been poor. It's been average. I like that he's attempting to pass forward and be positive, says Pranal. And good result beating Watford with 10 men. Can't count down James as he's really not a footballer. Oh, what a... Oh, that would have been a great goal. Lovely flick by Van der Beek, and Mata should have scored. That was from the mystery man. I tell you what, that just tips up Van der Beek, doesn't it? He's been really disciplined. He actually gets forward. He flicks it into Mata one-on-one, and Mata blows it. Look at this flick by Van der Beek. Oh, if that goes in, Van der Beek is playing on Tuesday night because no one will shut up about it. Bloody Mata. Now it never happened. Donny van der Beek nearly got an absolute worldie of an assist there. Van der Beek speeds our play up, which catches the opponents off guard with his one-touch pass there, says Brad Barron. I actually think Van der Beek's played really well. I just think people probably aren't... This is where I get into trouble. I have to be very careful because there are Ajax fans out there and tactical Twitter accounts who are obsessed with Donny van der Beek being a number 10. He can't play as a number 6. Goldbridge is an idiot. Goldbridge is always talking about him being a number 6. He can play number 6. He's playing there right now. The thing is, it's just not gonna. You've got to think of him as like a Fred. You've got to compare him to a Fred or a Matic or a McTominay. Not think of him as a Bruno, because he's not playing that role. He's got to be disciplined. He's got to link the defense with the attack. And I think he's actually had a really good game. But I think people will be thinking, oh, he's not done much. But his role is not really to do that. I don't understand all this praise for the centre-backs. They're clearly a step down from Maguire and Lindelof, says Rockin' Toes. Donny reminds me of Lahm, not as good, but just makes the game look effortless and just so good at what he does. Unreal. Hey, Sean, you're right there. There are comparisons to Philip Lahm. You're right. Van der Beek is having a good game, as are the centre-backs. Feeling optimistic right now, says Emily Derry. And hi, Mark, can you wish my colleague Drew Lasky a happy birthday, 25 today, and like, sharing and commenting on the North Stand post, says Jack Saunders. Happy birthday to Drew. And welcome to the Members Club. Kind of Dave. Cross comes in. Cleared. Henderson. Punches. Oh, he didn't get there. Still got it. Watford on the edge of the box. Gets the cross in. Another corner. Oh, he's gone for a goal kick, and there's a player down injured here. And I bet it's bloody Eric Bailly. It's always Eric Bailly. it's always Eric Bailly who's getting injured. Hopefully he'll be all right. I think he banged his head. Yeah, got kneed in the head by Dean Henderson. I don't know what games you watch with Lindelof and Maguire. My biggest problem with them is that they do split. They do split apart too much, and they do play high up, says Frederick Larson. Do they bollocks? They get bloody bubble wrapped. That's the whole point about Maguire and Lindelof. They get bloody bubble wrapped. They have the fullbacks tucking in. They play deep. The centre back, the CDMs play in front of them. My view on zonal is that it's better than man marking, but it's more difficult, too difficult for our defenders, and it doesn't play to their strengths. Lee Woolsey. I've said it before, zonal marking's not a problem if you do it properly. We don't do it properly. We zonal mark and then we stand still and we jump from a standing start. Zonal is like, your zone could be 2 meters squared, so you're responsible for 2 meters, right? Squared around you. You don't have to stand still. You're on your toes, you move around, and you can still attack the ball. Take off James for Fred in the second and move Van der Beek up the pitch, says Chelsea. You should get someone to read Super Chats and you talk about the game. You miss a lot reading them, says Connor Lee. And hi, Mark. Can you call Joe Fisher-Pratt due to the recent loans? Do you believe we should be in for a new defender this window? Yes, it's Sisyphus. And have you noticed that most of the time Van der Beek is on the ball, he moves it with at most one touch? Matic and McFred should take note. I'm a bit worried about Eric Bailly here. Hello, sir. Can you call Harley Admiral Akbar, says Aidan Carter. Stretcher on the pitch at the moment for Eric Bailly. CDM get Rooney back for 6 months, says James Jones. Bailly got hay fever, hence the stretcher, says Robert McCormack. This is a worry. Eric Bailly here, injured. If he's got concussion, he won't be playing for a week anyway, so... Fucking Henderson, just come in and pile it. I mean, to be fair to the keeper, you've got to... It's one of the things you're taught. You've got to go and do it. But I think this would be a bloody hammer blow, really. I mean, to be honest, he was always going to pick Lindelof and Maguire anyway. I'm not having any of that bullshit. I think he might be coming back on, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Watford on the attack, though. McTominay does well. He's gone to centre-back. We're a bit ragged at the back here. Watford with the cross. McTominay playing very well at centre-back at the moment. Well away by Donny van der Beek. And they'll get another corner here. United hanging on. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're on that road to 950,000. McTominay looking better at centre-back than he ever has at CDM. Good block by Donny van der Beek. Bay is the real-life Scott Sterling, says the Jordat. And hi, Mark, you're proud. What position did Rooney play? He's coming off. Eric Bay's coming off. Fucking great. Fucking great. Well done. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's him out of the fucking game against Burnley now. Superb. Absolutely superb. For fuck's sake. It's half time. Eric Bay's coming off. Harry Maguire's on. That's a fucking... I'm so pissed off about that. So pissed off. It's just the thing that pisses me off is Lindelof and Maguire now, isn't it? Lindelof and Maguire for the two biggest games of the season. I mean, to be fair, Richard Littlewood saying he probably wouldn't have played anyway. He wouldn't have played anyway, would he? But you just hope that might happen. But he's got his perfect excuse now. I've got to play Lindelof and Maguire because Bay's injured. He was going to fucking pick Lindelof and Maguire anyway. But this is why, you know, can I just say as well, this is why we should have bought a centre-back. It's so annoying. So annoying. So stuck in the mud with Maguire and Lindelof. It pisses me off. They're fucking useless. And we're going to have to put up with them against Liverpool. Ugh. Furious with that. But you know what? We all, you know, it's not... The thing is with Eric Bay, it's not bad luck. He's made of glass. He always gets injured. You can't trust him. You can't rely on him. It's not his fault. Harry Maguire's best first half of the season, says Callum. Yeah, perfect 10 for him. But it's, yeah, look, let me just stop the clock, actually. So 1-0. To be fair, good goal by Scott McTominay from the header very early on. After that, I think, you know, really, we've reverted to the normal United in the bad days, really. First 5 minutes, 6-minute press. Looked quite good. Passing, Mata's not been in the game. Lingard and Dan James, they've had little bursts. Greenwood, no service. It's been, but we're 1-0 up, so you take that. But the big massive blow is that Eric Bay has had to come off. To me, it looks like it's a concussion thing, which means he will have... I don't think he can play for a week after concussion, so he definitely won't play against Burnley, and he would therefore won't be fit enough, will he, to come straight back in for the Liverpool game. So it's really hard. Somebody said, how are you blaming Eric Bay? I'm not blaming Eric Bay. I'm just saying he always gets injured. You can't rely on a player that's always injured, whether it's bad luck or not. He's always bloody injured, isn't he? This is why we should have bought a centre-back. It's unlucky. Unfortunately for Bay, he gets hurt when it's not his fault. Big 45 minutes at Axel here to audition for the Maguire partnership. He'll never play Twansebi with Maguire. It's going to be Lindelof and Maguire. Also, your best impression of McTominay telling Harry he can't have his armband back, says Mark Whitten. I don't know, because I always say that McTominay's Scottish and he isn't. Here, Harry, you're not having your fucking armband back. You bloody £80 million weight of space. I'm keeping it, all right? Anyway, let's get Flex on shore, because I'm so disappointed about the Eric Bay injury. It's just, I thought he was playing well as well. I think him and Twansebi played really well. I think Van der Beek's played well. Tellers has played well, but I'm just disappointed about that. Flex, can you hear me? He'll unmute himself in a minute. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're trying to get up to 950,000. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. Flex?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, give us your thoughts on that half. I'm moaning about the Eric Bay injury. I'm just disappointed and about that, really. It's really just depressing, because now we know we're definitely going to get Lindelof and Maguire for those big games. And unfortunately, I just feel a bit dejected about that. But what was your thoughts on that half?
Yeah, I'll speak about the Eric Bailly thing last, but that fear of when we said that these players haven't played in ages, and they definitely haven't played together. I think that stopped us sort of taking control. That mixed in with that Watford, like we said, they've got some decent players in there, and those players have been the ones to cause us some issues going the other way. A good start, you know what I mean? Good header from McTominay, good start. But you wanted to kind of capitalise on that and then kind of control the game and, you know, try and take the game away from Watford. And we didn't do that because we couldn't keep the ball well enough. I think Dan James been getting into positions, been wasteful. Mata hasn't been able to influence the play. Jesse Lingard's got into some decent positions. But again, no one's really influencing the game. We've defended okay. I'll give us that. We've defended well. With Watford getting into some dangerous positions. Alex Telles is, you know, seeing what Sar's all about. João Pedro down Brandon Williams' side is giving him work to do. We're lucky that Andre Gray's not that great, to be fair. But I just think it was typical of that what we thought. Where how are these guys going to play when they haven't played in ages and they definitely haven't played together? Then the Eric Bailly thing happens, and it's one of them freak ones where that can happen if he was playing for the first 11 against Burnley. And Chris Wood came, or, you know, the keeper had to come and do that. It can happen. But I think it's just the annoyingness of, like, we're always expecting that injury with Eric Bailly. And then when it comes how it comes, like that, it's just like, are we here again? I mean, hopefully that he won't be too bad. It was on his knees. I'd rather that than say he's gone down holding his knee, or he's twisted, or he's landed awkwardly on his knee. I think he's pretty solid. I think he'll be all right for that. But I think regardless of whether he came through this game fit or not, we know what Solskjaer's going to do, mate. We know what he's going to do.
You're definitely right. I mean, Stian Armstrong says Henderson comes knee charging at a 3v1 and still misses the punch. As a former goalkeeper, that's trash. Henderson still has things to learn. Interesting observation there from an ex-goalkeeper.
I thought he got the ball. I thought that's what you do when you're a keeper. Come through, clean everyone out, make sure you punch it.
Yeah, I did say that, to be fair. Harrison Daniel, welcome to the Members Club. Ryan Taylor, welcome to the Members Club. Joe Holdway, McTominay's been very good this half, making vital clearances and great tackles. A captain playing like a captain should. I disagree, Joe. I don't think McTominay's played that well. I thought the goal was good.
He's played okay.
I think he's done okay. I don't think it's been... I actually think Van der Beek has been far better. I just don't think people will give him the credit because they're not used to Van der Beek being that sort of player. But, you know, he would have had a world-class assist. Mata should finish that. And I think that he moves the ball. Sometimes he'll take a touch. Sometimes he'll go first touch. But he's always looking to play forward. And I think that's what... You know, this is why I don't really like McTominay and Fred, because you don't get that creativity from deep that you get when you play a Van der Beek or a Pogba there. So I think he's done well. I think Telles has played well. I thought Dan James had a good 5 minutes and then became the normal Dan James.
Really wasteful, man.
Mata, not in the game. And Lingard's looked busy, but then sort of regressed himself. I think we started off the first 10 minutes quite good, but we then...
And credit to Watford, because they settled. What happened was they settled down and then they got their influential players into the game. Let's have it right here. They got Sar running at us, where there was one time where Sar was running, and if Tuanzebe didn't get across, because he outdone Scott, he outdone Telles, left him behind, and Tuanzebe had to come across. That's why we need to pace, and I get it. But, you know, he's caused problems, Sar. He's been fouled a lot. He's causing problems. I know, obviously, we had that thing in the summer when you were saying that he's not very good and stuff, but he's been their best player. You know what I mean? And he's done well. And on the other side, Brandon Williams has got a job on with João Pedro. And that new Zinkelman they've got, or whatever his name is, he's doing all right as well. So they managed to settle down and then started there was sometimes you know, Dean Henderson made a good save in that half, you know, let's not forget.
He did, yeah.
So, you know, Watford could be looking at it like, well, tell you what, they ain't that great. It's their second team. Let's go. That's what I said. They're going to go for it. And that's what they're doing.
A few people are not happy because I said that McTominay's just been okay. I'll tell you what I would say to you lot. You know, get your expectations where a Manchester United footballer should be. McTominay was absolutely shit against Man City and not that good against Villa. He's now playing against the Championship side, and I'm meant to say, oh, he's brilliant. You know, ultimately, he let us down in the last 2 games. He shouldn't be anywhere near the first team. I don't think he's been that good in this game. I think he's been okay. Shouldn't be anywhere near our first team. I'm not going to change my opinion on that. It's not about having an agenda. It's not about anything. talk to me about how good he played in the last couple of games, and then let's see who's right. Love you, Mark. My son is a 9-year-old goalkeeper, and he's watching with me, wondering what the hell Henderson is doing. Donny's looking good. Glory, glory, says Jeff Hepner. Welcome to the Members Club, Luke Outridge. Not playing Bay against City and saving him for Watford was poor management as it was, and now he's gone off. Well done, Ollie. I knew somebody would say that, you know. DBX saying that. I knew that would happen. And what's the latest on that? Has McTominay had to give the arm man back? In all honesty, I think he's had an average half. I'm undecided, says Sam Ameson. I think the thing with McTominay is he passes backwards so many times. But look, I don't think he's been bad. I just think Van der Beek's been way better. But it's not been that sort of game where you can say somebody's had a good game, has it? Because
nobody, yeah. I'm not even this McTominay thing. I'm not even really understanding why he's the focal point of what we're talking about. He scored a good header, kicked us off well. You know,
it was a really good header, actually. Really good header.
Good header. Something we asked Harry Maguire to do a lot more of. Yeah. He's done it, so props to that. He's captain, taking responsibility. A couple minutes in, set us off on the right foot. Then put a few nice passes together. Then was just not really involved in the game because the team didn't have the ball. Then when Eric Bailly went off and in defensive positioning, he's been doing all right and doing his job and clearing it.
I thought he looked good when he went back to centre-back, actually.
Yeah.
I know it's only 2 minutes.
Right. He ain't been shit, though, and he ain't been great. But he scored a goal, and we're winning because of him, so you've got to pick him up.
Also, Van der Beek been great with the ball, never wasting it. Proper tidy player. Dan James needs to be sold, says Louis Coles. Van der Beek, yeah, we've done that one. Not playing, yeah, I've done that one as well. McTominay's average says, but I don't know why it's becoming about McTominay. It really shouldn't do. There's
That's
so many
what I mean.
positives
I don't know why this is about McTominay.
Let's talk about Mason Greenwood. I really do want to talk about this because it makes me laugh. I've mentioned Martial and I've mentioned Cavani, and I think Greenwood's suffering from the same problem that they do. You know, it makes me laugh when people say we haven't got a system, because we definitely have. And we definitely have got a system. But this system, unfortunately, it just doesn't afford chances to our forwards. And even he was falling into the trap of Martial and Cavani coming deep to get the ball. We just don't, you know, there's nothing going on for the number 9 in our team. And I always say this, Martial gets so much criticism. There's nothing going on in a United shirt for our number 9 in most games. We just don't create enough chances. Can you talk to me about that, Flex? I'm just going to quick to the toilet. And then would you make any changes at half time?
I wouldn't make any changes. I wouldn't make any changes at half time. I'd leave it. What's happening? Oh, I'd leave it. I'd leave it as it is. I'd give them a chance to just keep feeling their way into the game. But Watford look dangerous, and we have to be aware of that. I think, like I always say, when we're not doing too well at half time, I always say give it, you know, at least 10 minutes to the you know, 55th minute sort of thing, /60th minute, to see if there's been any change in the fortunes, and if there isn't, make changes early, Ollie. 55 minutes, 60 minutes, make the changes. We don't want to have to lean on the bench to bring on Rashford and Bruno and Martial, etc., or Fred or anything like that. But if there's no improvement and Watford are still in the game, have to manage the game. This is what I was talking about, giving the respect to the opposition. We won't just blow teams away. It's not going to happen, and they've looked promising on the counter-attack. So we've got to do our jobs and start keeping the ball a lot better. We haven't managed to do that. So for me, I wouldn't make any changes right now. I'd leave it as it is. And if there's no reaction, no response, I'm making changes, man, 100%. We've already had to make one already through injury. But I think we get 5 today anyway, innit? So we've got 4 more left. So I would leave it as it is and then see if we can get a reaction out of these. Because if you want Mason to start feeling his way into the first team, even a Van der Beek or Tuanzebe or whatever it is, you want him to get some minutes in the tank, you know what I mean? Because a lot of these players are knocking on the door of the first 11, or some of them are ones that we actually want to see start more regular. So no point dragging them off early in this.
It would be interesting to see, now that Maguire's coming on, whether there is any difference in relation to Watford's approach to the game and what they can get out of it. Because, you know, I really did like in the first half the fact that our back four was really spread. The fullbacks were pushing forward. There was a big gap between Tuanzebe and Bailly, and that's because they're quick players and they're not worried. And I think that with Maguire there, it'll be interesting if Telles. I really think actually there's something really interesting to watch here. Will Telles now not go forward as much because he's playing with Harry Maguire, because Harry Maguire's telling him to stop? Will Tuanzebe play closer to Maguire now? Let's see if there's any difference in the second half, because if that does happen, Watford will get more attacks.
Exactly. And what you don't want, I don't know about you, but I don't want a 1-on-1 foot race with Sarr and Maguire, because someone's got caught out of position because Tellez has gone too far. So
there was a point in the first half actually where Scott McTominay gave the ball away quite badly about 20 minutes in. I think it was Sarr sprinted away and he was running at the left-sided centre-back. There was Twansebi who was just ran with him. And I was like, if that was a normal game and he's running at Harry Maguire, he's going to get through one-on-one there.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just it. You need the recovery pace. You need it. And with Maguire coming into it, we don't have recovery pace now. But Tuanzebe can give it, though. Tuanzebe can give it. So we've still got the combination of what we kind of want to see, which is Maguire with a quick centre-back, either Axel or Eric Bailly. So I don't think it should hinder us too much. It's just whether I think it's more Tuanzebe who needs to be aware that if that break happens and Tellez is out of position and Harry Maguire needs to get pulled out into the left channel, right there, Watford's right channel, then he needs to be aware of that because we don't want that. We don't want it happening.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, apparently Eric Bailly did want to come back on the pitch, but that means it's probably concussion.
Yeah,
which I think is a week, isn't it? You can't play for a week.
He might not even definitely have concussion. They might just think, look, we don't know if you have or you haven't. Just come off. And I think that's the right thing. Just get him off.
You've got to, haven't you? Yeah, you can't.
Get him off. Yeah, and he ain't playing against Burnley anyway. Like, he just wouldn't have played.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's wishful thinking, isn't it? Okay, well, we'll get you on the... Flex will be on the fan forum with KG and the lads after the game. And we'll see you on there, mate.
Yeah, nice one. Cheers, man.
Speak to you in a bit.
All right, bye.
You can follow Flex on Twitter @FlexUTD. We're about to kick off for the second half. It's very fast and on the point in the FA Cup. They don't piss about. Just about to kick off second half. Will Watford be feeling a little bit braver now that they're up against Maguire and not Eric Bailly? They have got some mobile players in that team. So let's just keep an eye on the defensive line in the second half and how it plays. We were playing quite high up. Let's see if we continue to do that. Thanks for the super chats. Really hope Eric's injury isn't serious. Need him for a title challenge. Love the content, Marks, says Ryan Taylor. Hold on a minute. Here's Lingard. See what happens with this. In terms of Greenwood, he isn't getting service, but also he's drifting to the sides, leaving the middle of the park empty and removing that option, says Shavan. Yeah, I mean, Martial does a lot of that, Shavan. He will go to the wides, but Rashford will go into the space. Dan James ain't going to do that. So, Luke Outridge, how do you rate our academy, and do you think we'll ever see a United team challenging for major trophies with a team dominated with academy players? I don't know. I mean, we've got some fantastic young talent, but when's it going to get an opportunity? I mean, I said this the other day. Everyone goes on about Ollie knowing United's DNA. Where's the young player this year? There's no young player. You know, Greenwood's been around for a while. Williams has been around last season. Twansebi's been around for ages. Rashford's not a young player really anymore, is he? He is, but he's been around for years. Where is the breakthrough young player that we normally have? Sometimes we get two. Where's the young player this year? You know, we're halfway through the season. I don't see any young player. We hoped it might be Mengi, but nobody's coming through. So, you know, and these are the cup games. Mark, so obviously you've got an agenda against Scott, says Gabe. Thanks for the super chat, Gabe. And how do you rate it? Yeah, I've done that one as well. Okay. Let's get on with the game. Watford on the attack here. Shoots over the bar. Mark, who was the Irish lad on the show with the KG Flex, etc.? I haven't seen him before. He was very good. Could be wrong, but maybe it was Jay. It is Jay. He'll be on tonight, Stephen Cherney. So I think it'll be Jay, Kev, Alex, KG, Flex on the fan forum show. So I do my match reaction after this. Player ratings you can vote for. We'll put that up on the website soon for you to vote. And then straight after that, it's the fan forum Saturday night. So lots to talk about. Big week ahead for United. Tuesday night against Burnley. That's our game in hand. Need to win that. And then a week tomorrow, Liverpool. Nice little play there from Lingard. Van der Beek gets it wide. Mata needs to get involved in this game more. Really, really quiet half from Mata. Again, I mean, Mata to me is just showing that he's, you know, if he can't get older games against Watford on 150k a week, I just think he's just not there anymore for me. Greenwood too wide here. Why is Greenwood on the right wing there? He should be the man getting on the end of that cross. You're the number 9, mate. I don't know what's going on with Greenwood here. It's like we're playing with a false 9. It's like Ollie saw Man City play with a false 9 and go, Karaki, I want to play with a false 9. We can't even play with a 9. I know. That's why I want to play with a false 9. Mata into Williams. Hi, Mark. Why is Dan James good for Wales and bad for you? This is my third super chat. This is Curtis Fisher. Thanks, mate. Because international football's not that good. Here's Dan James. Good shot, straight at the keeper. He needed a bit more curl on that. How do you think Donny's played first half? And do you think he should get more Premier League game time, says Ryan Taylor? I don't think anybody's going to get any more Premier League time, no matter how well they play today, because I don't think Ollie will change it. But if Tellez, I think Van der Beek has done well in that role. If Tellez doesn't get forward much, it might be because Ollie has told them to hold on to 1-0, says Sam Ameson. And it's also because Maguire's slow. When is Nando's Ross Barkley coming on, says Joey Jeff? Don't know who you mean. You have to give us the name. Kawiki. My Ollie impression is rubbish as well, I know. Look how deep we're playing now, look. Another injury here. Does it matter? That's Brandon Williams. Donny passes backwards a lot. To be fair, I will forgive a lot of backwards passing from McTominay and from Van der Beek today, because there's not a lot going on ahead of them. See, he's got to go backwards there. There's nothing. The passing lanes are shit. Alan Burns, well noticed. Notice that last sequence. Difference in our defensive positioning is that James tracked the back post when we shifted. Right, Ricky, says Sean Finity. So we're now becoming Stoke because we've got wingers who defend. Casper's talking about Donny's passing percentage. I'm not falling into that trap, mate. What a shit pass by McTominay that was. Clip it, Ricky. No, VHS ain't working. That's another bad pass from McTominay there, but don't worry, it's an agenda. Yeah, I'm not gonna get excited about Donny van der Beek's passing percentage if most of it's 5 yards and backwards. I'm not a big fan of passing percentages. This has the potential to go to extra time and penalties, yes. You know what? I think he'll end up bringing on Bruno with half an hour to go, which I think is an absolute farce. You know, you've got to bring Bruno on or Rashford on. Greenwood is used to playing on the line, not on the middle, says Chelsea Stivali. Yeah, but many people feel that Matter. Come on, Matter. Greenwood made the run there. Hit the fucking ball. Goes backwards as well. That's a better ball by McTominay into Lingard. See, Greenwood's on the left wing now. On the right wing now. Number 9 on the right wing. And Matter's playing as the number 10. Bloody hell. I don't get this. Look at that there. Look at where Greenwood and Matter are, both on the right wing. We actually have got no number 9, so we have to go back to Harry Maguire. Why do we do this with our number 9? Get them to stay in position. Here's Dan James. Ugh. Fucking hell. Daily Smith says it's interchangeability. It's shit. That's what it is, Daily Smith. Would you bring on Agallo for Matter, says Casper? I tell you what, I would bloody love to see Agallo on, because he won't go to the wing. He'll stick at number 9. Just put a number 9 on who's going to stay at number 9. Good header by Twansebi. I tell you what, Twansebi for me, probably my man of the match so far. New nickname for DJ, Duracell Dan, says Nate H. And hi Mark, shout out to Chucky with the cheese boards, says Liam. Muir. Look how deep our defensive line is now. I've barely seen Tellez go forward this half. I think we've learned quite a lot from this game, though. You know, I love watching football, as I'm sure many of you do, and I think we've learnt a lot about United because the tactics are very similar to this. You know, it's just different players. It's the same tactics. We're playing exactly the same way we do with our first team. 4-2-3-1. The number 9, he's coming deep. He's drifting wide. The midfield 2 pivot. The difference for me is how the defence plays with 2 quick ones and then a slower one. Bay went off at half-time. Yes, Max Adamson. He wanted to come back on, but it might be concussion. Maguire plays equal bad playing out from the back, says Cass. And McTominay's not good enough for United. All he does is jockey a man, never blocks or puts in a tackle. It's like we play with 10 men. It looks like Watford are going to make a couple of subs here. It's a shame, really, because I do feel... I don't know what anyone else thinks. I think that we started off quite well. I thought Lingard looked really lively for the first 10 minutes and then has done very little ever since. Same with Dan James. Mata's never really been in the game. Greenwood's had nothing because of that. You know, Tellez, I thought, had a good first half. Not been able to get forward at all second half. We've gone very defensive, haven't we, second half, actually? Hi Mark, greetings from the US. Can United win the league? Says Tom Crossan. I don't think we'll win the league, Tom. I'd love us to win the league. I don't think we will. I'm not gonna lie. Without your watch along, our games would be so boring to watch. What is this style? Reminds me of LVG. Says Sharath Kamath Fitness. It does feel a bit like Watford will score. And he wins the header on the back post. Can't get any power on it. I don't think Williams has played particularly well either. Doesn't look as... he's well out of position there, Williams, really, isn't he? Could have been a lot worse. First half, the centre-backs were on the halfway line, says Dane Grayson. Here is Greenwood down the right-hand side. And keeper's got it. Joint top semi-finalist. Shut up, you trolls. We're fully aware of our bad record in semi-finals. I would put Mason Greenwood on the right and put Garlo through the middle and take Mata off. Yeah. Ollie's so lucky there are no supporters in this season. We're so awful to watch, says David Slinger. To be honest, I'm not sure that I'm massively blaming Ollie for tonight. I don't think so. That's not a great back pass by McTominay to Henderson. Henderson does well to kick it out for a throw-in. I think Henderson's done all right, hasn't he, actually? Apart from, I'm not happy with him for injuring Eric Bay, even though I think I would have clattered him out of the way as well. Well, I've just put a tweet out there saying that Twan Sebi is the only bright spot for me and Donny. The rest of them just haven't stepped up to the plate, which I suppose is what you expect from the reserves, but some of these reserves are on a lot of money, aren't they? I would have expected a little bit better. I mean, but you've got to respect Watford as well. They are, they're not a bad side, Watford. It was never, it's not like we're playing Swindon. They're not terrible. Who will be our 87th minute sub today, just to embarrass them, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. Give him time, give him time. We're back in 1989. Remember when I used to do that? That's good play by... See, Greenwood's way too deep there. Van der Beek, lovely little ball into Dan James by Van der Beek. Most fun Man United signed since 08 in the Premier League. Wait a minute, Greenwood. Oh, Van der Beek was there. Bloody hell. That needed to go to Van der Beek. I think that Greenwood plays better as a forward than a winger. I would love to see a forward too with Martial or Cavani, thought, says Ryan Taylor. I think it's really hard to judge Mason Greenwood tonight because, you know, if you're playing at number 9 against the United side, for a United side that's creating loads of chances, you're going to have a better game, aren't you? There's not a lot going on. Come on, Maguire. If you know, you know. My career mode, only at Christmas he's scored 4 goals. Has Harry been listening? Has he been working on his neck muscles this week? It should be like Winston Churchill the dog. Wasted the corner there. I don't know what we were trying to do. Something out of the training ground that didn't work, I don't think. This proves it, Maguire. That's the issue. He has his fast centre-back beside him. Love the channel, mate, says John O'Duffy. Thanks, pal. Thanks for the super chat as well. Surely watching this, Ollie can see Donny is so much better than McTominay. Ollie needs to focus on footballing ability, not who he gets on better with. I think that that's something I was definitely going to discuss after the game. I think there's a huge point to discuss that I'm going to keep for the match reaction, and I'm going to discuss it right at the start. And you're quite close to what I'm going to say, Sean Negative Turner. So I'll keep that back for the match reaction though, because I think there's a real eye-opener thing there that's quite intelligent for me. Henderson did the biggest favour today, exposing our frailties, says Kana Dave. Lovely play by McTominay. Oh, no. Oh, well done, Harry Maguire then. I thought he was in trouble. That was the ball that Harry Maguire hates. Just in behind him with a quick player next to him. He stretches it back to Henderson. He did well there, Maguire. Well done, McTominay there. Brandon Williams on a rare foray forward. Loses the ball. See, what did I say in the first half about Brandon Williams? Too eager. The innocence of youth, the aggression of youth gives too many free kicks away. Doesn't need to, he loses the ball, so he just petulantly does what I used to do all the time, which is kick out, and you give a foul away when actually the player's under a bit of pressure. Just stay on your feet. I think Brandon Williams definitely needs a loan. The thing is, Donny looks so good playing with these guys who are nowhere near his level. He just needs games with the main team. I think that's a great point by Justice O as well. I do think that, Van der Beek is having to play with players that are really not performing that well tonight either. Nice ball by Mata. Oh, I tell you what, that was Mata's been quiet, but he nearly got Dan James in one-on-one there. We're 100 subscribers away from 948,500. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. Match reaction shows, fan forum, transfer shows. We're also live every morning. Sunday morning, normally a little bit later. It's 10 a.m. on a weekday, about 10:30 on a Sunday if I have a lie-in. So funny when you're dissing the only goal scorer tonight. United fans are prat, says Stray79. Yeah, but you know what? United fans are actually really intelligent. We don't just say a player's played well just because they scored a goal. It was a really good goal, but, does that mean that, for the other 89 minutes you can be bang average, but you scored a goal, so you're man of the match? That's the sort of thing that Sky do. You don't just give somebody man of the match because they score a goal. You've got to assess the whole performance. For me, I think Twan Sebi's been fantastic. But yeah, bottom right hand corner, please do subscribe. We've still got half an hour to go in this game. It feels like the longest game in the world. this half feels as long as the first half, and we've still got half an hour to go. Well, people saying it's boring. Well, as boring as it is, Watford score and suddenly you're in shit because we've got to have a result tonight, haven't we? I think he's going to have to bring on Dan James. Not Dan James, he's already on. Don't bring him on again. He's going to have to bring on Bruno Fernandes or Marcus Rashford or Anthony Martial. I think he's going to have to do that. No replays in the FA Cup, thank God. We will get... This half takes me back to the pre-Bruno days. Too lethargic and no creativity in the final third, says Msanzi. Sorry. Exactly, mate. Exactly. Why are you so negative every match? Focus on the positives like an academy player scoring on their captain's debut. Still only 24. 24? Still only 24? Bloody hell. Only 24. Like, that's nearly your prime years. And actually, you clearly don't watch the channel because I'm very rarely negative. Actually, I'm actually one of the most positive people out there about United. I've realised I've just fallen into a troll super chat there. I feel quite ashamed of myself there. I realise now reading it back, I've just been trolled. I would sub McSauce for Bruno now and move Donny to the McSauce position and bring Rashi on for James, says Lee the Vampire. And the fact that we can't control a game against Watford at home with our first teamers is frightening. Rashford is coming on. Yeah, but Jake, this is not our first teamers, is it? It isn't our first teamers, let's be fair. We've rested Shaw, De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, not Maguire, Fred, Pogba, Bruno, Rashford, Martial. Obviously Cavani's not playing. We've rested 10 players that will play against Burnley. So the disappointing thing is that the players haven't really stepped up to the plate. You know, Wan Mata, not good enough. Jesse Lingard, not really good enough. Dan James, not good enough. Greenwood, not got enough service. That's the disappointing thing. But you can almost understand why, because they've not played any football. I said this before the game. It's very difficult for Lingard and Mata and Greenwood playing in a different position to come in and be on the ball when they've not had any game time, have they? They're all right. They're training every week, but they're not playing first team football. So that intensity and competitiveness of first team football is lacking, especially for someone like Jesse Lingard. You know, just hasn't played, has he? I hope Bruno is not used tonight. Be a farce if he is. It's worrying for me that we have no other decent number 10 who can step up when he isn't playing, says Salah Ahmed. And Rashford and Martial are coming on. If Bruno was playing those balls, Mata is playing, Rick would be going mad. Mental saying to keep it simple, says Keenan. And I said without our first teamers. Sorry, Jake. You're right, Jake. We should be doing better, but I think also the issue is that so many of these players are not sharp. But Rashford and Martial coming on for the last half an hour. Well, he's obviously not happy, is he? They've just not taken their opportunity. And it's an embarrassment to them. Whoever gets taken off, it's embarrassing because there is half an hour to go in this game, or 25 minutes to go in this game, and he's bringing on both Martial and Rashford. That really, whoever gets pulled off, I mean, some people might say that sounds quite nice, but whoever gets pulled off by Ollie is, it's embarrassing. You know, you haven't played for ages, you get given an opportunity and you're being subbed off with 20 minutes to go, you know. See you later, you won't be getting used again. Hi Mark, you really wouldn't want Watford to score or would be in trouble. We seriously need Bruno on as a team. It's so different without him, says Andy and Bruno, my German Shepherd. My concern, Andy, is that if they equalise, you've then got Rashford and Martial playing an hour with extra time. And it's Dan James coming off. I don't think there's much of a surprise there. And I imagine it would be Mata or Greenwood. If Martial player as bad as Mason, he'd be hated, says KD Change. And it's Greenwood for Martial. I have a feeling he's going to sub Donny, says Casper Van Gotham. It's Greenwood off. Doesn't look very happy. Dan James off. Not good enough. Just not good enough, Dan James. He's not good enough at this level, is he? You know, you're playing against the Championship side and you don't make any impact. I mean, look, if Leeds want him on loan, let him go. If West Brom want him on loan, let him go. He needs to play football because he's not, all right, Dan James played quite well against Leeds. Wide open game. What was the game? Was it Leicester? Didn't play very well. Not played well tonight against Watford. How many more chances have you got to give to Dan James, really? He needs to play first team football, Dan James. Even Ricky said it last on the Sunday show, and I'll ask him again tomorrow night. He said Dan James needs to go on loan because he needs to play regular football. Well, he's just had a chance tonight for 70 minutes against a Championship side and been bang average again. Some would say poor. Ryan Taylor says, Mark Tellez is giving the ball away a lot, looks too out of practice in games. Do you think that Shaw is our first choice left back because Tellez hasn't had a chance to prove himself enough? I think Tellez, second half, it's a joke. An absolute joke. I thought first half he played really well. Second half, he's been hardly going forward at all. I wonder why. You see Dan James missing his chances tonight. You've got to think to yourself, what more could Paul Pogba do doing there, says Joey Jeff. And Greenwood seems like he doesn't care about playing for United. Potential means nothing if you don't work your arse off, says Sean Thornton. And hi Mark, do you think Ollie's making Donny audition for number 6 role? I can dream. I hope so, Hamlet Gomez. I've actually been really pleased that he's played in that role tonight. Dan James is bloody awful. It's a disgrace that he's at our club, says the mystery man. I think it's a bit harsh. I think he was worth a go at 15 million quid. I just think he's another player that needs to get out on loan. If you want to have a career at Man United, get out on loan and stop hanging around thinking it's going to all come together in the first team, because I just don't see it. I think he needs to play and get his confidence back, and he won't get them opportunities at United. I tell you what, so far, so good. Watford have had about 1 million corners and we haven't conceded from one yet. So, there's a bit of a positive there. Loads of corners from Watford and we've done really well with them. We've not conceded one yet. I mean, Eldon says stop giving corners away. Well, we've not conceded one yet. Here's another one. And we've cleared that one as well. Dylan Littlewood, thank you for the super chat there. I haven't jinxed it, Adriano. They didn't score, don't worry. Bruno has made the same impact as Cantona did. 100%, says Paul Farmer. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Trying to get up to 950,000. We will be live straight after the game with the match reaction and your player ratings, which you should be able to vote for soon. It normally comes out on the website about 15 minutes before the end of the game, but I'll tell you when that happened. And we've got the fan forum with Flex and KG and everybody after the game as well. All that matters to me is memes, says Tom Chandler. And Dan James put in a better shift than Greenwood did. So does Greenwood need to go on loan by your logic, says Nathan Smith. Nathan, I think you're being a little bit too literal there. I mean, there's a big difference between Dan James and Mason Greenwood. I mean, it's a bit like comparing a digestive biscuit with a hobnob. There's quality difference between Greenwood and Dan James, and you can't say, oh, Dan James put more work in than Greenwood tonight, so Greenwood needs to go on loan. It's like comparing Lionel Messi with bloody Bob Messi. Exactly. No one's ever heard of Bob. So there's a talent issue there, isn't there? Mason Greenwood could be one of the best players in Europe. Dan James will never be. But if he wants a future at United, he needs to play regularly football. To be honest, does Mason Greenwood need to go on loan though? Does he need to play regular football? Because somebody said it before. If Mason Greenwood went to the Championship and banged in 25 goals, surely that's better for his development than the bit part he's getting at the moment. Salah Ahmed says, are you going to pull up Ricky on his comment that you would have preferred Jemba to Bruno? It was an outlandish comment even for Ricky. Well, I don't need to say anything to people who say stupid things about Bruno because they out themselves. There's no logic to it. So I don't even bother. If people want to say stuff like that, that's fine. Mikael G, thanks for the super chat. Dan James cost us 15 million, but more importantly, he's taken game time from youngsters like Chong and Gomez. Now leave the club, says the mystery man. The mystery man might have Have it in for Dan James. I wonder if the mystery man is... go on, Matt, to get rid of it. We haven't even got Rashford or Martial in the game yet. United activate Bob Messi's release clause, says Sean Negative Turner. Ricky will be on the show tomorrow night. I'll ask him about the Jemba thing. He's probably joking. Ricky has got a sense of humour, you know. But I think this game promised so much, didn't it? And it's not delivered. Good goal by McTominay, but apart from that, it really is quite interesting, quite equal, isn't it? Hope Ricky analyses this game. We got shape, not trying risky passes, and yet where are our chances other than the risky backheel pass from Donny, says Lino. Player ratings are out on the website. I'll drop the link in the video description for you in a mo. But if you want to go straight to unitedstand.com, you can start doing your player ratings. Mark it out of 10, 6 being average. Put a star next to your man of the match, mark Ollie, and then submit your score, and then it will aggregate everyone's score for the match reaction. Maguire and Bay or Maguire and Twansebi marks as TG. As long as it's not Maguire and Lindelof, I think we'll all sleep easy, won't we? But it 100% will be. Mark, Twansebi looks sharp considering he hasn't played consistently. Just wish Ollie wouldn't fall into the Victor the Vacuum and Harry the Hoover trap, says Ryan Taylor. I just look at it. Look at how deep we've played this second half compared to the first when Bailly was on. To be fair, Mark, you're not wrong. Felt the same about Pereira and Lingard. They are for nothing, says the mystery man. Right, I'm just going to drop this in the video description for everybody as well. I feel like I could do my ironing while I'm watching this one. Another substitution for Watford. I wonder if, well, Watford may as well go for it. 15 minutes to go, actually. I sort of got lost in this game a little bit. Lost in the moment. You got to pump it up. I've put the link in the video description now. If you want to just click it and go and do your player ratings, mark every player out of 10, 6 being your average, star next to your man of the match, and then submit your scores, and then that will go into my match reaction where I do the player ratings, and when I put up my player ratings, it will put your one next to it. It's always interesting when we're quite close or we're miles apart, so you can do that in the video description, and make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Here's Martial in the box. Lays it off to Mata. Hit it, Jesse! Oh, maybe should have gone wide to Williams, but Williams has ended up getting it. He's going to get the ball into McTominay. James and Mata just not at this level. Prayers for their families for the missing place in prayers for families for the missing plane in families, says Mohammed Idris. I don't know anything about this, so I can't really comment on it. But it doesn't sound good news at all. Oh, it appears there's a plane that's crashed in Indonesia, which is sad news. It's Matic is going to come on now. Shout out to Ellis, Josh and Toby, nearly bowled. He can't be taking Van der Beek off. Mata free kick, cleared away. Williams. Nice ball to Rashford. Give it back to Tellez. He'll whip it. He'll whip that. Oh, he wanted to whip that. Maguire's still in the box. Put a cross in. Good. Oh, come on. Get some height on it, Rashi. Thank you for the super chat, Durant Champman Full. Garant, probably. Well, there's still about 15 minutes to go in this game, and the second half and fourth. I mean, look how deep the line of United's defence is. You can see it there. Right, Rashford, bit of space to run into. Stay on your feet. Stay on your feet, lad. And gets a free kick anyway. So we'll see the substitution now. It looks like it's going to... Apparently it's going to be Lingard coming off for Matic, which means Van der Beek will play further forward. It is going to be Lingard for Matic. There you go. Not a great performance by Lingard. Started off okay. And sort of went downhill from there, to be honest. But... Another super chat from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Absolutely fantastic from McVieira tonight. So glad I chose him as captain. Can't wait to go home with him and feed him grapes off the branch. Oh, it does make you laugh. Tellez with the cross. It's not a bad cross. And Maguire, oh my God. I can't. If I comment, I'll get banned. How many... Can somebody please... I know it'll take time, but I'm almost willing to pay for it. Can somebody get a clip, a compilation of every header he's had in the box this season, that he's been in a brilliant position, he's won the header really well, and then he's ballooned it like a balloon. It's unbelievable. There's so many. Great run by Rashford. Was he selfish? I think he's got a right to shoot there. Lovely ball by Van der Beek. Rashford on his route. Oh, look at that. You shit yourself when Rashford's running at you like that. No, he can't get that to Martial. He's got every right to shoot. I'm just going to change the players on the screen. Who else has come on? Dan James, get out. Greenwood, get out. I don't even really care that they're all overlapping. Ten minutes to go. Go on, McTominay. Good pass. Gets it to Rashford. Go on, Rashford. There should be chances on the break now. Thanks for the super chat to Scott Graves. Thanks everyone who has done the super chats. And here is Rashford. He's going to hit this, surely. Oh, look at this. Very, very like Ronaldo there. I love that with Rashford. He has got those Ronaldo vibes. Can Watford get something? I hope not. I really don't think I want another half an hour of this. I really want to get on my match reaction because I've got a great thing. I can't wait. I've got a really good thing to talk about right at the start of the match reaction. I just can't do a spoiler, but it's one of my best bits of analysis I've ever done, and I'm really good at analysis. Right, first minute of the match reaction, you'll love it. You might not love it actually, you might hate it, but I just can't wait. Think being too harsh on McTominay. Tellez looks knackered, says Daniel Harding. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We're only 30 away from 948,500, so please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Is it about Donny? I can't say. Where's Odion? I know. Didn't even get on against Watford. Sit down, Odion. Literally. Not giving him any time at all. If you can't give him 5 minutes against Watford in the FA Cup, he ain't getting no time ever again, is he? We've seen the last of Odion Ighalo in a Man United shirt. Oliver says, I've heard about Bob Messi. He's the next big player. He plays in Republic of Congo in their 7th division. There probably is someone called Bob Messi, because you can change your name to anything these days. Sean Negative Turner says he knows what it's about. Well, you don't know all about what it's about, Sean. I think you do know a bit about what it's at. What are you going to watch after this? Fan Forum. Match reaction, then the Fan Forum, and then probably watch a film about midnight. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Also, player ratings. Really important that you vote on that because it's a big part of the match reaction show. You're going to love my first couple of minutes of analysis. You really will. I won't be surprised if this gets clipped and gets put on Sky. It's going to be that good. But player ratings is part of that. I do my player ratings, and then when I click it, it aggregates all of yours. So links in the video description. It will take you to the website where you can mark every player out of 10. 6 is average. Put a star next to your man of the match, and then submit your score. And there's 2 or 3 players for me, but I'm not saying he's going to be man of the match, but I think he's been superb. And he plays at centre-back, and it's not Harry Maguire. Watch out, Watford are about. Goes wide. Corner, another corner. I don't know why I've put my glasses on. What? Get them off. See, they've had so many corners and we haven't conceded from them. Look at them. They're taking loads of corners and we're not letting goals in. It's a bit like that line. Look at her. I'm kissing her and she's not stopping me. What's that off? This will be some comedy. I'm kissing her on the face and she's not stopping me. Look, look, look. Martial gets it into Mata, who I think's been pants tonight, really, Juan Mata. I can't wait to watch Ricky's fan cam where he tells us that Mata and Dan James were superb. You can't knock Ricky for his loyalty to players that he likes. You can knock him for the players that he doesn't like, Bruno, but you can't knock him for his love. People are saying it's either Alan Partridge or Peep Show. It could be. I like both of those, so it could be. Phil Jones is injured. You can't pick an injured player. 86 minutes gone. Manchester United leading 1-0 in this game thus far. We're gonna win the semi-final. Well, that's our problem. We won't win the semi-final. We're going all the way to the semi-final. Every woman, every man, join the caravan of love. Stand up, stand up, stand up. I'm your brother. I'm your brother, don't you know? Awful singing. I'm that bored. Every woman. It's a good song, though. Watford on the attack. Don't score. Well, they've got a free kick. Similar free kick to what Man City had that they scored from. We don't want to be conceding goals here. Super chat from Harvey Kelly. Mark, can you shout out the Twiggy boys? We need a better striker. Martial doesn't put away his chances. Donny gets an 8 from me. Ain't playing hardly any football. Passing is on point. Created some chances. Been impressed. More game time. He would be unreal, says Sean Negative Turn. I'll tell you what, Sean. What I would say about Donny van der Beek. I haven't decided what I'm going to give him as a score. But without a shadow of a doubt, if Mata scores that easy chance, and I thought it wasn't easy, but I think he should score it. If he scores that chance, then we're talking about a world-class assist and he's got to play against Burnley. And that's the fine margin. Sometimes your performance is undermined by the lack of ability of others. So, you know, Mata should have scored that chance and we'd all be going, Donny van der Beek, Donny van der Beek. But now we can't because Mata missed it. But I still think he's had a good game. But I think there's been so many poor performances around him. That's been my frustration. Make sure you're doing your player ratings, by the way, because that's going to be a big part of the match reaction. But the biggest part of the match reaction is going to be the first 2 minutes. You're just gonna go. He's absolutely ended the debate. That's what you're going to do. You're going to go to bed on Saturday night, and you're going to go. Goldbridge has just absolutely ended the debate. Give a shout out to my girl Giovanna, thanks, says Philippe Ratarov, and Singing Bridge, says Fatboy Sticks. And I haven't seen enough from Donny to support that he needs to start, says Fionn McCabe. Why is Kermit singing in my ear, says Christian Withers. I wish it was. I wish I could do Kermit on purpose, to be honest. But the revelation is coming. I'm telling you, this first 2 minutes, you're going to go, he's done it. He's absolutely nailed it. We need to keep this in the public arena. Get it on the front page of everywhere. Goldbridge has nailed it. And a few of you probably already thought of it anyway, but I'm just going to make it public on the United Stand. On my match reaction in the first 2 minutes, I'm going to go, hello, welcome to the United Stand. We're into the FA Cup next round, but let's talk about this point because it'll put to bed anything. Apparently McTominay's been given man of the match by BT Sports. Oh my God. But this is the sentimentality shit you get in the mainstream media. You score a goal and they give you man of the match. That's basically what's happened. And it's his first time captain. You've got to give him man of the match. He scored the winning goal. I grew up on this shit and I'm like 92 now. I feel like I am at times. But I used to watch football in the 90s and they would give the man of the match to the person who scored the most goals. And you know, Glenn Hoddle, to be fair, I like Glenn Hoddle, but that's probably what he's done there. He's like, I've not watched it. To be honest, I've been reading my book. Give it to McTominay, he scored a goal. Mark, I have the compilation of Maguire. DM me on Twitter as I can't at Man United. Well, I'm going to check you out on Twitter right now. I'm searching you on Twitter. And if you've got that compilation, I'm going to retweet it. Well, that's from December the 27th, and that's defensive. What I want from Maguire is I want to see all his missed headers, James Horton. All the missed headers from corners. Donny's been man of the match for me, very productive with the ball and one-touch passing on points. Are you happy that Bruno has been fully rested? Yes, I am, Salah Ahmed. I think Bruno will be hungry on Tuesday now. Matt has been away in tonight, says Rick the Red UK. Way better than Marshall. I wonder if that really is Rick the Red. If it is Rick, we're looking forward to your fan cam. Well, if I tell you what, Glenn Hoddle needs to watch my match reaction in the first 2 minutes then, because he's going to get shut down as well. Man United got a free kick on the edge of the box here. Mata. Here we go. Ricky's getting really excited here. He's got his t-shirt around his head already. I told you, this is the moment. One Mata, edge of the box, free kick. End of story. This is going to be the goal of the decade. One Mata, right here, right now. I'm telling you. This is Mata. He's going to bury this. It don't matter that he's done nothing all game. If he scores this is why we're top of the league. I'm telling you, Fleck. I'm telling you. This is why we're top of the league. A late meaningless goal against Watford in the cup. This is what it's all about. Watch this. I don't even need to watch what Mata's going to do. Watch. Mata. Oh, that's the wind. This Rashford's put him off. Bloody Rashford again. I'm telling you, he's not good enough. Rashford, he's ran past him and Mata's fell over a little bit. If Rashford, that's bloody Rashford's fault that. That's going right in the top corner. Bloody Rashford. Mata. Oh. I don't know what's gone wrong there. Oh, McTominay's given a free kick away here. It was a free kick, Scott, I'm afraid. This is exactly the same position where Man City whipped their cross in. Let's hope we attack it. What's McTominay moaning about there? That's a blatant free kick, Scott. And he gave the bloody free kick against Man City. Right, let's attack this. The great thing is you can learn from your mistakes. Attack the cross. If it goes into that danger zone, kick the bloody ball away. That's all I'm saying. We do not want extra time here. Oh, he's not going to whip it in that way. Well done, Martial. Stops the cross. That should be enough. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner, and make sure... Well, I'll tell you about that in a minute. You need to watch my match reaction, even if you're only going to watch the first 2 minutes. This is a bigger reveal than... I don't know, what's a big reveal? What's been the big... Actually, TV. What's been the big reveal in TV over the last decade? I can't... You know, when I was growing up, like, who shot JR? Who shot Mr. Burns? That was massive on the... Who shot Ian Beale? Who shot Phil Mitchell? These were all big things when I was growing up. I like Donny van der Beek, says Mickey is love. Only downside is his pace going forward and back. You can hear teammates screaming at him to run. Hope he can improve that, says Mickey is love. Thanks for the super chat. Anyway, bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Link in the video description for player ratings. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being average. Make sure you do that because I'm going to use it for the match reaction. But the link is in the first line of the description for the match reaction. You're not going to want to miss the first 2 minutes. One of the best bits of tactical analysis I'll ever discuss. I'll be live there in a couple of minutes' time. Link in the video description for that. I'll see you there in a minute or two. This is going to be huge. It's going to be huge. I'll see you there in a minute.